This program is sponsored by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotshout.com.
Back to Bullens Field in the Whip City, Westfield, Massachusetts, USA. Happy to have you along with us here on the K-Zone alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Todd Robbins for WPKZ. Continuing our Rollstone Bank Trust countdown to kickoff. We're getting that much closer. 7 minutes to the top of the hour when season 125 for Leominster High School will kick off. Season 125 for Fitchburg High kicks off over at West Springfield as well tonight.
They could have saved some money on transportation. They should have carpooled.
Carpooling. I'll tell you, you can carpool over to the facilities here, but I'll tell you, the folks here at Bullens Field, absolutely tremendous hosts.
Awesome
great way to start.
I think I already lost some friends over here.
Natural turf, we will add.
Indeed, natural surface. Of course, nice grass in great shape, as you would expect coming out of the summer months and going into the beginning of the fall. Green, going to be fantastic for the night as we await the coin toss here at Bullens Field. Bill Thomas, one of the things we wanted to make sure that we hit tonight is, of course, the MIAA's adopting a brand new set of rules, brand new rule book. Last year and all the years prior to that, going back a number of generations, the MIAA has implemented the collegiate rulebook, that of the NCAA, with voted-on rules modifications. Those are out the door. They tried to get rid of them in 1986. They were unsuccessful. They did finally sack them coming into this year, gave them the one-year notice in 2018. New rulebook in place now, 238 rule differences between the NCAA rulebook and modifications that have previously governed MIAA football to this National Federation of High School Sports rulebook. Guys who have 40 years of experience have told us it's like starting over again.
All right, so
everybody begins at the same place.
200 and what?
238.
All right, so there's got to be probably 5 of the most important changes that we can point out now.
Yes.
And then we'll let the referees and try to figure out what's going on as the game evolves. But one thing you talk about, beautiful field.
Absolutely.
More distance between the hash marks. They're not lined up with the goalposts anymore. They're
Correct.
now the field is cut into exact thirds.
Yes.
The 53 yards is divided up, 17 plus. You do the math.
How could you tell
18.
educators wrote this rule book? Everything was written perfectly. They got the math department together at the Federation. A third, a third, a third. Makes logical sense.
But I actually went down in the field. They have repositioned the hash marks. You know, it's a painted field. So I don't know what we're going to do at Doyle, but I think we're going to have to deal with cones.
Cones temporarily, and then
but
they'll restitch
that's
later.
one of the most important things. The other thing is they've added a minute to each quarter. We're playing 12-minute quarters now.
That was something the MIAA tried to get a rule exception for, and the National Federation said, certainly, you can have a rule exception. You just have to give up your voting seat on the Rules Committee. The MIAA respectfully passed. Coin toss tonight brought to you by Woodcombe Insurance. You can call them at 978-840-8700 or find Woodcombe Insurance on the web at woodcombe.com. Bill Thomas, Joe Lavoie, and his crew. This is Bill Thomas's favorite part of the night on our countdown to kickoff. It is the coin toss brought to you by Woodcombe Insurance.
You got to wireless mic me so I can actually get down there.
My
these
word.
days.
One day, I have a dream that I'll travel with a device that will let us do it. So as we said, the referee tonight meeting at midfield with his crew is Joe Lavoie. The umpire, Kenneth Bork. The lines judge is Stephen Judd. The linesman, Jason Burke. The back judge, James Woods. And the clock operator is Dee Dowd.
Westfield has won the coin toss. They're deferring to the Blue Devils.
So they are.
Blue Devils will receive the kick, and they will be defending the goal to our left.
Indeed, they will. As our
ready for some football.
Countdown to kickoff says 3 minutes, Bill Thomas.
Speaking of three, only 3 timeouts now instead of 5. 3 full 1-minute timeouts. And a more controlled halftime with a predetermined warm-up period. The players need to participate, I believe, 3 minutes before the resumption of halftime. So,
which would be the first penalties, in however long I've been involved.
Penalties are going to be the confusing thing. The enforcement of fouls, expensive defensively. We're going to see more line of scrimmage mark-offs instead of spot fouls. Not everything's going to be an automatic first down like in the past. So it's going to be evolving for us coaches. I'm sure there'll be some official conferences as the game goes on, but we'll all get together on the right page here before the game's over.
As they acknowledge the veterans in attendance tonight here at Bullens Field. Fans, players, bands down, acknowledging the crowd. We thank them for their service. And now, as we wind our way closer to kickoff, the national anthem. As they say, that is how we do that. The marching Bombers of Westfield play us in with the national anthem tonight, and that means the pregame is over. Our Rollstone Bank and Trust countdown to kickoff is gone. It's Leominster and Westfield, and the 2019 season will be open and underway in moments. Westfield wearing the home black tops, black bottoms, red trim, red numerals front and back, fire engine red helmets with the black W on either side of the helmets. For the Blue Devils, they're wearing the road white tops and royal blue bottoms, royal blue trim, royal blue numerals front and back, the classic Blue Devil solid white helmet with the single metallic royal blue stripe up the center, metallic numerals on the back, and a metallic 125 at the top of the nose guard for season 125, and the first for Leominster head coach Devin Gates. Bill Thomas, time for the coin toss.
Time for the kickoff.
That too.
A proud supporter of Leominster High School football with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and over 25 years of experience. Make Troy Hebert your first choice for your home construction, remodeling, and damage repair needs. Find Troy Hebert online at troyhebertconstruction.com and line up your free estimate. Now with the call of the game, the voice of the Blue Devils, 10 years strong, Todd Robbins.
All right, Bill Thomas, thank you so very much. Ball is on the tee at the 40-yard line to our right. Scanning the line, and here we go on the approach. It's Dixon. Swings the right leg. End over end it will go. A beautiful arc will be returned from the goal line, and here comes season 125. Left to right on the return. With some room, it's J.V. Rodriguez. Rodriguez finds his way across the 35, go 40, 45, midfield, and dragged down along the right sideline. It will be a Leominster first down and 10 off a J.V. Rodriguez return of about 45 yards.
J.V. Rodriguez one of the proliferation of juniors on this roster. It's a majority, I think, a junior-laden roster. We'll have to see how they gel now. You know, they've been together for a year, most of them. Really big boy competition right now for these juniors especially.
Sophomore quarterback, now turned junior quarterback, J.C. Cora, gets the start and leads the troops out onto the field. Shotgun formation, the snap, the handoff is for Dixon, takes it out to the right, slung down on the play, and I see some laundry out. Flag is out on first down, and the signal, major face mask indicated against the Bombers. It'll be a 15-yard penalty.
Once again, when these personal fouls, and they only marked off 5 there, Todd.
Or a 5-yard penalty.
So this is something we're gonna have to work with.
Somebody marked the time. It only took me one play.
But it's still first down. Now, we don't know if that would have been a first down if it wasn't on first down, but we'll work with this.
It's going to be an interesting night. First down and 10 from the Bomber 43. Going left to right out of the gun. Snap Cora, the handoff for Dixon. He comes diagonally from left to right. Off right side of the formation. Cross the 40-yard line. Dragged down around the Bomber 38. It'll be a second down and about 1.5 yards to go.
Vashon Dixon, another one of those juniors.
And Dixon, of course, had a prolific freshman year, and then last year didn't come out for football. And then this year returns for his junior season. Pistol formation this time. Dixon was the trailing back behind Cora. The snap, the give. Dixon through the A gap, cut down right about the 35-yard line. Should be enough for a first down, and it is.
So far, so good here. Running game, smartly moving the ball down the field, keeping the Bombers on their heels here. Looking at the defensive line, they got a tall, big defensive line, and they got some meat in the middle. Nose tackle. I haven't got his number yet, but he's got to be closer to 300 pounds. He's a big boy in the middle there.
Front three is Coughlin, Masso, and Towers for the Bombers. On first down and 10, our first look at Justice Reynolds on the shotgun snap and the give for Reynolds. Met at the line and forward progress stop and spun away. Lost about 2, maybe 3 on the play. Call it second down and 12.
Yeah, line breaking through right there on the left side. Blue Devils not able to hold off the defense there. But once again, we're going to see this is going to be a learning process. We're going to see an in-game maturation, I think, game to game, even quarter to quarter here. And we'll see how the season plays out, but good things starting off here in the first quarter.
Shotgun, 4 receivers out in the formation. Here's the snap. A little chip there, frees up Cora. Cora now puts the ball on the turf, fields it on the 3-hop, and falls down on the ball. Should be no gain, if anything, a short gain. Fumbling forward there. We'll bring up third down. We'll call it a short 12.
JC got to take care of the ball right there. Got to make up his mind, tuck and run, or continue to look for a receiver. You can't do both at the same time, and almost cost him a turnover right there.
An indecision certainly was one of the issues with J.C. Cora during his sophomore year. We'll see if that persists through the junior year. Third down and 12. Dixon, a little pre-snap lateral motion. They swing out a screen to the left. Dixon got it. Now laterally up the field he goes, crossing the 30-yard line and angled out of bounds around the 25. Enough for a Leominster first down, and a little maneuver there. Get Dixon moving laterally from the line, and then hit him with a little screen pass on the rollout.
And no huddle here, but I think that was actually a backward pass. I would call that a lateral running play, I think, statistically, but a great play nevertheless.
Under 9 minutes to play in our new 12-minute quarter format here. On first down and 10 from the 25. Snap fake the give. This time Cora keeps it himself. Lays his way through the first level of defense into the second level and dragged down around the 20-yard line. It'll go for a gain of 5. Call it second down and 5.
Carrying that loaf of bread out there in his arm, though. He's got to be careful in those trees. They're going to stop batting at that. JC's got to pay attention, especially when he's calling his own number up the middle.
We welcome our viewers joining us on Leominster TV tonight, our partners in this effort. Happy to have you along with us on the channels of Comcast, Verizon, and streaming at Leominster.tv. On second down and 6 officially, the snap, the give for Dixon. Dixon bounces it out to the right. Initial contact, rolls off, rolls to about the 20-yard line, goes for a gain of 1. Third down and 5.
Nice play by the defense. Tell you, having trouble picking up the numbers here. The red on the black kind of all blends together down here on the far right-hand side of the end zone. But good job by the left side of the defense there of the Bombers.
Shotgun formation on third down and 5. Dixon the back in the backfield with Cora. Double tight set, and now the snap. Back to pass. Little double move here, laid out in front of Arlie Galat. He couldn't run it down in the end zone, and the pass will fall incomplete.
Brings up an interesting situation here. We were watching the new field goal place kicker working out here pregame.
Yeah, Santiago Rodriguez, formerly of the game of soccer, now to American football he comes. He'll do the kicking and punting duties for Coach Devin Gates in his first season. It was a last-minute sub. It looked like Rodriguez was going to run in, and now they've pulled him back off the field. Signals coming in via Coach Devin Gates. He gets the signal into Cora.
A lot of time here.
Indeed.
Gotta be careful.
10 seconds.
Here's the snap. Cora faked the give, kept it himself, found some room, straight up the middle of the field, crossed the 15, and dragged down shy of the 10 at the 11-yard line. And it is a Leominster first down. And so Leominster on 4th down and 5 to go, gets the block they need, and there's the athlete. Cora finds the room in the middle of the field.
Great ball fake there to Dixon, and drew half the defense that way, allowed him to bust up the middle before he got contact by the linebackers in the secondary.
First offensive possession of the 2019 season belongs to Leominster, and it's just about 4 minutes old. 7:20 to play here in the first quarter. On 1st and 10 from the 11. The snap, gave it to Dixon. Dixon bounces off the initial contact, rolls it out to his left. He's still moving laterally and dragged down shy of the goal line at about the 2-yard line.
And we started with a 12-minute quarter, Todd.
Yes.
Makes it 5 minutes old, not almost 4 minutes old.
Struggling over there.
See me in week 5. We'll have it all straightened out. Oy vey.
It's still good football that we're seeing here on this first drive, no matter how many minutes they're controlling the ball.
2nd down and 2 to go at the 2. The snap, fake the give. Cora keeps it himself, bounce it to the outside left, walks it into the end zone untouched, and it's a Leominster touchdown.
Nonchalantly tosses the ball to the official like he's been in the end zone before, and he has, and I do want to see a lot more of that. Great opening drive by the Blue Devils right there, orchestrated by Cora and Dixon for the most part.
And I think that's what you're going to see throughout the year. It's going to be a spread set, but there's going to be a lot of ground game to come.
Get a look at the new kicker right here.
Indeed, Santiago Rodriguez to kick. Eamon Durkin to hold. Snap. Ground ball, fielded by Durkin, got it up. Line drive is over the bar, driven with force by Rodriguez. Teams coming back up the field, 6:40 to play here in the first quarter. It's Leominster 7 and Westfield nothing. When we come back, the starting lineup for the Blue Devils. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ.
Trying to see who is holding it.
Continuing with bonus coverage here for our viewers on Leominster TV. Bill Thomas is still trying to see what's going on out on the field. There we go, Bill Thomas.
I forgot I had the radio in my ears. I forgot we had LTV. No, I was trying to. Great job by the holder right there.
Yes.
The ground ball on the snap. He got it up.
Eamon Durkin.
That's what I thought it was. And just a great job all around by special teams right there to secure that point after.
And now we'll see how Santiago's leg treats him on kickoffs.
So he
back to Bullens Field in Westfield, Massachusetts. Leominster gets set to flip over to the defensive side of the football. 6:40 to play here in the first quarter. They'll kick it away for the first time with a 7-0 Leominster lead. Westfield will have their first touch of the football coming up here as well. Kate will have a drive summary for us. Plus, we'll have our starting lineups as well. We'll get it all in for you here in a fast-moving but somewhat longer quarter number 1.
Chewed up for the most part, half of it by the Blue Devils opening drive right here.
Santiago Rodriguez keeping everybody in the huddle. There's a long conversation going here. They faked
and
different. Now walked back out of the formation. Interesting.
But who knows? They
10
might
seconds
do that.
on the play clock now.
They might do that next time.
And here we go on his approach. Swings the right leg. Santiago puts it in. End over end. Boomer will back up the return all the way to the 5-yard line. Here comes the return. Straight up the middle of the field with some room. Cross the 30. Dragged down shy of the 35 at the 34-yard line. Westfield will set up shop. First down and 10, their own 34. On a pretty return there. Looked like 15 to me, Bill Thomas.
Could be. Once again, I'm having trouble picking up numbers here.
I don't have.
The maroon and the black kind of blends after about 20 feet, comes with age. But quick comment on Rodriguez Datry. Good job there. But I noticed he came off of the kickoff. He didn't bring his football. He doesn't realize he's got his own football to use. We'll work on that.
We worked with him during media day about the kicking tee. Wanted to make sure I remembered to pick that up.
Great to see, though.
Absolutely. Here comes Matt Adamites and the Bombers. Shotgun formation, single back in the backfield is Clausen. The snap, they gave it to Clausen. Spun right at the line of scrimmage, crossing the 35 and dragged down shy of the 40. At the 39-yard line, Clausen's got himself a quick 4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
And I think we're going to see a lot of Clausen left, Clausen right, Clausen up the middle, and it's going to take gang tackling, I think, to control him tonight. But the defense has to stay disciplined. You can't chase this kid, otherwise he's just going to reverse and beat you. So we'll see how the defense holds up here.
Blue Devils defensive starters when we come back after this play. 2nd down, 6 to go. Shotgun set here, Adamites. Single back is Clausen in the backfield. 4 receivers in the formation, 3 of them out to the right. Adamites, good snap, got the handoff to Clausen, spun down for a loss on the play. Nice job by that Blue Devil defense, and it's a good time to meet him. The starting lineups here in 2019, brought to you by Leominster Credit Union.
Kyle Philbin, number 51, junior, D-tackle.
Micah Simpson, number 52, senior, nose guard.
Joe Conlon, number 72, senior, defensive end.
Miles Bowers, number 2, senior, outside linebacker.
Jack Philbin, 33, junior, inside backer.
Anthony Tossi, number 54, senior, middle linebacker.
Darian O'Brien, 82, senior, linebacker.
Harley Gillott, number 1, senior, DB.
Liam Curran, number 5, senior, strong safety.
J.C. Core, number 6, junior, DB. John Victor Silva, number 9, senior, linebacker.
Adamites will sling that pass out to the right, complete into the 2nd level, cross the 45-yard line and drag down at the 48. And it is a 1st down for Matt Adamites and the Bombers. They moved the sticks on their first drive.
I think that was Collingwood on the
That's what I
receiving
had
end
too,
there, too. It's tough to pick those numbers up, okay?
I had 18 as
Yeah.
well.
And a
on the far
timeout
sideline.
on the field. Perhaps an injury. Player dropped to one knee in the huddle.
I believe that was Collins, the receiver there, Collingwood, too, also, who came back limping.
Referee Joe Lavoie was standing over top, and yes, that was stopped for an injury. 4:55 to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 is Leominster's lead. Those starting lineups, they're brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. We'll have those player introductions for you all year long here on the K-Zone and Leominster TV. 1st down and 10 to go for the Bombers, their own 48-yard line at right hash. Right to left go the Bombers here in quarter number 1. They set up trips out to the wide left of the formation. Single receiver one-on-one to the right. Adamites the snap. Give it to Clausen. Clausen, lots of room up the middle of the field. He's into the 2nd level, and he's run away from the defense. He's got himself to the 30, go 25, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Bombers. A 53-yard touchdown run for Nick Clausen.
And that didn't take long, and a great comeback there at the line of scrimmage. Planted his foot, quick little shoulder dip, cut right, and just outran that side of the defense. Pay dirt.
And it started right up the middle of the field, Bill
Exactly,
Thomas.
but
That's the
seeing
amazing
that
part.
plant, when you can run at somebody and plant and turn, and that's what he did right there. And I tell you, it's going to be tough to stop that. The defense has to stay disciplined. You can't all chase. You got to keep your own zones and then gang tackle when you can.
7-6 Leominster's lead. The ball down. Dixon's kick was swinging the leg. Might have been deflected, and it was wide to the left. Teams coming back up the field. 4:20 to play in the first quarter to score. Leominster 7 and Westfield 6. A break, and we're back with more. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us over on Leominster TV. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, happy to have you along with us. Joining us on Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 32, and at Leominster.tv streaming. You can send that out far and wide. Happy to have Bradley and Keith with us here tonight to bring that coverage back to you as well. Bill Thomas, we're just moments in seemingly to this, about 8 minutes or so into the 2019 season, and we can see there's going to be a lot of offense and quite a bit of defense. Back to Bullens Field. And happy to have you with us here on the K-Zone. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right, 7-6. Leominster's lead over Westfield. The missed extra point, the difference. On the approach, the kick is away. It's an end-over-end boomer. Hunter Kane on the kick, and it will be returned. Straight up the middle of the field again this time. And on that return, J.V. Rodriguez, he finds some room across the 15, go 20, and drag down right about the 22-yard line.
Well, we got a quick introduction to Nick Clausen. Most of the yards on that drive and topped it off with that big 53-yard burst. Kate will have a full summary, but everything went through him except for that one pass play, according to my precise calculations.
Yeah, make it the 33-yard line there. Numbers just on a tough
It's tough
angle.
to see, huh? Yeah.
Makes it just a little difficult. We're just about at a little above ground level here. But a great view here from the press box nonetheless.
Plenty of space, just what we like.
Indeed. Cora faked the give to Reynolds straight up the middle of the field, and Cora got dropped in a block from his own man, bumped into on the way down there. Darian O'Brien got pushed back into Cora, took him down on the play, but took him down after a gain of about 7. We'll call it 2nd and 3.
Good strong run right there on first down. JC showing is not afraid to call his own number. I think that's come of his maturation. With confidence, he will do that and pick his spots.
Well, decision-making is certainly going to be something he's going to have the power to do in Devin Gates' offense. 2nd down and 3 to go. The snap, and Reynolds gets his second touch of a football, and this time with some room, finds his way to the first down stick, and a flag has come from the back judge.
He's got a pretty good arm.
He does have a good arm, but he's going to move it up to, looks like right about the 40-yard line, give or take.
What's he got, the tight end there usually, or who's ever on the end? That's what he's looking for on the offense, especially anything in that side.
Yeah, penalty is at the 45, so Leominster would have achieved the first down by his mark potentially here. They're going to mark it back.
So it's a spot foul?
10 yards from the spot.
Yeah, from the spot of the foul. So they'll walk that back all the way across the 35 to the 34-yard line, and it'll give Leominster a 2nd down and 9 to go. Just under 3.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter, nursing a 7-6 lead in quarter 1, week 1. Couple of claps and then the go. Cora the snap. Give it to Reynolds. Reynolds takes it off the right of the formation. Across this time the 40-yard line, dragged down around the 42, and that will leave him about a yard shy of a first down. Call it 3rd down and a yard and a half.
You know, you talk about Cora, a couple of claps, and then, pre-snap, very animated with his hands and arms. I'm wondering if the officials are going to say something to him about
gotta watch
false
that
start.
head a little bit.
Right,
That's
if he gets
where
the head
is.
involved, I think they're going to end up talking to him about that, but so far so good.
3rd down, yard to go. Reynolds will set up to the left of Cora. Twin receivers split out to the left. A snap and a flag out from the crew chief.
I don't think the offense was set there. It's just the snap all of a sudden. It looked like Cora was surprised. He got it right in the face.
Joe Lavoie says that's a false start. Time to meet all those players. Let's meet this Leominster offense brought to you by Leominster Credit Union.
JC Cora, number 6, junior quarterback. Voshan Dixon, number 4, junior running back.
Justice Tyler Reynolds, 26, senior running back.
Ali Gillot, number 1, senior wide receiver.
Liam Curtin, number 5, senior wide receiver.
Jack Philbin, 33, junior tight end.
Darian O'Brien, 82, senior tight end.
Kyle Philbin, number 51, junior O-tackle.
Frank Apoku, number 60, senior guard.
Anthony Tossi, number 54, senior center.
Micah Stinson, number 52, senior offensive guard.
Joe Conlon, number 72, senior right tackle.
A 58-yard 3rd down play for Leominster is going to be invalidated, and on an illegal shift is going to be the signal in the call. So it was the same play we saw on the first drive with Dixon bouncing out to the left laterally. They hit him in stride. He turned the corner, and he flew down the left side of the field, found himself across the 10-yard line, and a touchdown-saving tackle there. However, the flag came out immediately upon the ball getting thrown in the direction of Dixon, and everything's coming back for the illegal shift.
Good-looking play. We've seen it twice, so I'm sure that's going to be part of the regular repertoire here. But, yeah, big game wiped out by a legal shift 5-yard penalty.
Hate to see that. 3rd down now, 3rd and about 11 and a half. Ball is marked back to about the 31-yard line.
Already 20 yards and penalties for the Blue Devils tonight.
Cora with the snap. Back to pass on 3 steps. Fakes. Now slips a defender right at the line of scrimmage. Crosses the 35-yard line. Angles himself out of bounds around the 40. And now there's a flag out at the end of the play as Dixon comes up minus his helmet.
He has to leave the field per rules. I think that's a rule that's been in place.
Right now it's a gain of 8 for Cora.
Face mask.
Yeah, personal foul, face mask signaled against the Bombers. This will be a significant penalty. We're not sure exactly how far.
We're going to see. what they mark off, and if it does result in a first down, it looks like it's going to move it beyond the sticks one way or the other, and they are marching down the field.
So Joe Lavoie with the signal. It's a dead ball, personal foul for the face mask.
15.
They're still walking. That was a 15-yard penalty.
20
Cross
yards
midfield.
What we would expect for that type of penalty.
Indeed. And so it will be a first down for the Blue Devils and keep the drive moving.
You know, because some of the talk was some of the penalties, the actual penalty is not as severe, which might embolden players to take chances.
Yes.
The automatic ejection was talked about a lot. It's not such cut and dried automatic ejection these days for, that type of foul. So we'll see how that plays out.
Fourth official play of this drive.
Pistol formation, snap, and the flag is out, and Cora with the open hands looking at Joe Lavoie, and it's a procedure call against the Blue Devils. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, and it will be a repeat of first down with 5 more, so first and 15.
Right now we got 4 penalties for 25 yards for the Blue Devils thus far in the first quarter.
Here's what I'm seeing right now, though, from J.C. Cora that I don't like this early in a football game, is that lack of discipline. Every time a whistle, every time there's a flag, turning and questioning the officials. Right. I don't care if you're a junior quarterback or not, you're a high school athlete, let the officials officiate. It's the one thing Devin Gates has said. The officials are going to make the calls. You're already doing that. You're not even out of the first quarter of week 1. Not a good start. Be a leader out there. First and 15. Cora back to pass. Looks up the middle of the field on a little waggle looking for Galat, and through the hands and almost intercepted. The ball will fall incomplete, and it'll bring up second down.
Good looking play, just a little strong there. But yeah, just to roll back to the Cora comment, I think he needs to just, like you say, be more disciplined. I think he's rushing a little bit. He's not letting his offense get set. They need to hold that set. The line does, and he's trying to quick snap, and the timing's just not there, and he's paying the price for it.
Indeed he is, and the frustration palpable already. 7-6 Leominster's lead, second offensive possession, second down and 15. Ball spot the 48-yard line of the Bombers. Here comes Reynolds in motion, and there's the flags. Procedure called against the Blue Devils.
Right now we're having some big issues between that center to quarterback exchange. Cora wanted the ball. You could see that snap count had already come. Cora flinched. The rest of the line flinched. Ball had not been snapped. So we're having some problems between the center and quarterback exchange right now, and everybody's false starts except the center, but a little late with that ball.
And that's the center, Anthony Tossi, with his first night as a starter, snapping the ball.
And I think that's the 4th procedure call on this drive. So, yeah, they got to work on that for sure.
No question about that. And one thing Coach Gates said was going to be a hallmark of his offense was simplify in order to be successful. And thus far, some of the little cutesy stuff seems to be a problem. On second and a country mile, the snap and the give bouncing out to the right side, cross the Blue Devil 45 midfield, maybe just across the stripe, and find themselves having recovered the 5 yards lost on the previous procedure penalty. So it'll bring it from a 2nd and 20 to a 3rd and 15.
Right now, the Blue Devils with 75 total yards of offense on 15 rushing plays. 0 of 2 in the air is Cora. Both attempts to Arlie Galat, but right now, Voshan Dixon and Justice Tyler Reynolds, along with J.C. Cora, doing the yeoman's amount of work in this one. Again, total of 75 yards of offense for the Blue Devils, already 30 yards, in penalties tonight for the Blue Devils.
3rd and 15, trips open on the left of the formation out of a gun. Cora, the snap, had a defender flying in his face. He tucked the pursuit, taken down, major loss on the play, and now there's a flag out at the end of the play. Westfield celebrating that fantastic defensive play, and a flag came out from the line official on the Leominster sideline. This could negate a great defensive play.
Loss of 12 yards right now. Loss of 12 yards.
Unnecessary roughness on the tackle.
And
there.
it is,
Yeah, that's what it is.
Suplex,
personal foul.
Totally uncalled for. He had him wrapped up. He didn't have to throw him over his shoulder, and rightfully so. Westfield needs to realize that right there. The player just cannot do that.
Coaching staff
at
looking
any level
for an explanation from Joe Lavoie, and he wants him all the way over to the near side. 59 and 9/10 seconds remaining here in quarter 1. 7-6 is the lead for Leominster.
So it'll be interesting to see if this is going to be – now, this is one of them situations where a personal foul is not going to be an automatic first down.
Correct.
Because it was just a yardage mark-off. So now we would see that as an automatic first down in prior years, which, once again, could embolden a player knowing if he's that alert to take chances.
Correct.
Depending on whether it's going to – how much the penalty is going to be.
Cost a little bit of yardage, but in the long run, did it cost you anything at all?
It's still it's replaying third down. It looks like.
Yeah, that's what it does look like. I was gonna say you shouldn't lose it down on that play.
No,
for sure.
I think they're replaying third down.
You guys
it
are
wasn't
questioning
dead ball.
yourselves quite a bit.
Well, the numbers are changing.
We want
Everyone.
we want a first down.
I was gonna say I much preferred the. I'll say it now. I much preferred the college rule book. I feel that way in every sport. The Federation rule book I usually refer to as a pamphlet.
Not in this case.
This one, though, is double thick, but I got it with the illustrated version.
The one with pictures.
You got it. Third down and 11. Cora back to pass. And yes, he is improvising. Couple of shoulder fakes. Cross the 40 and taken down at the 38-yard line of the Bombers. So it'll go for a positive gain after all that negativity recovered to a fourth down and about 5 to go. And they'll have some time to think about it. The last ticks of the first quarter are gone. Through one quarter of play here from Bullens Field in Westfield. It's Leominster 7 and Westfield 6. Certainly officiating has been part of this game thus far. We got a break, and we're back with the start of the second quarter. When we come back, you're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV. Happy to have you along with us in what has somehow, Bill Thomas, been a longer yet seemingly faster moving first quarter. Perhaps it's because it's kind of like we are playing football and we landed on a Martian planet and we don't understand any of the rules for the same game we've been looking at for 10 plus years.
Well, it's going to take a while to figure it out, whether it's the fans in the stands or us up here in the press box. But I liked what I saw from the Blue Devils that first quarter. But I tell you, we talked about Nick Clausen. One way to slow him down is not let his offense on the field. One possession for Westfield in that first quarter.
Radio will be rejoining us momentarily as the team's change ends to start quarter number 2 here in Westfield tonight.
Blue Devils here look like they're going to go for it on fourth down again. Second time.
Back to Bullens Field in Westfield. A fourth down and 5 is on deck here. Cora comes out, shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation. Galat is one-on-one, short to the left. Here's the snap. Cora will roll out, hard to the right. He's tucking, he's going to try to run, needs to bring it upfield. He'll turn the right corner, reach the ball out as he steps out of bounds. Got the benefit of a pretty good spot from this angle, it looks like, and it looks like it should be a Leominster first down. Heady play there for Cora, knew he was losing angle, so he kind of reached the ball out, hoping it got to the pylon.
He did 5 yards, got 5 yards and an inch, maybe.
I think he had Dixon leading the way out there, too, so had a little help, I tell you. He disappeared on that sideline over there. It's hard to tell, but moving the change is exactly what they needed to do.
Liam Curtin certainly seems like he thinks the Blue Devils have themselves a first down. He's indicated a couple of times.
They already changed the sticks to a first down.
But they're bringing the sticks in for the measurement. They didn't move.
They moved them down. They're
measuring.
still holding a spot, it looks like.
I already wrote it down.
And so they've measured it. And because
I've
you wrote
already
it down, Kate, it is indeed a first down. Starting lineups tonight were brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. Make your plans happen at LCU. It starts with membership. Check them out on the web at leominstercu.com. At Leominster Credit Union, you're somebody.
Well, you know, they were looking for chain gang volunteers pre-game, so we might see most anything happen over there, too.
I wasn't available.
So far, all the offensive production for the Blue Devils has come via the ground game. 18 rushes for a total of 73 yards now.
First down and 10 for the Blue Devils. They find themselves in Bomber territory. Cora with the snap out of the gun, fake the give. Flag is out on the play. Cora's got himself into the second level. Shakes another defender, bumps into one of his own blockers. He gave up the football toward the end zone. The officials are marking the play down. There's another flag out on the play, so there's 2 separate flags. They're already enforcing one penalty or indicating a penalty here. Meanwhile, there's another flag down in the end zone downfield where the play ended. Joe Lavoie and crew is going to have to sort this out, and right now Kate says it's a gain of 28 depending on who has the football.
And we got conflicting penalties. I'm looking at maybe a holding call here and a personal foul at the end, but it'll be interesting to see how they work these
Oh, God.
Oh,
he almost just ate that. The official was very excited. He almost tripped and fell.
Oh, jeez.
All right, what do we got?
So
What's going on?
Directing traffic here. We'll see.
A couple of meetings going on.
It appears the ball may have gone out of bounds. The possession didn't necessarily change, at least from here. Cora was separated from the ball, but it may have been just shy of the end zone or in the end zone?
No, it was not in the end zone. It only got down to the 6-yard line.
Okay.
The ball's coming back, so whatever happened back here in the
Something's
first
against
foul,
Leominster.
it looks like it's going to be enforced against Leominster.
Perhaps
now, is there a
offsetting,
priority penalty?
No.
Why would they mark
it
one
looks
off?
like maybe.
We're going 10 yards at least.
Yeah,
10
so
yards.
it looks like it's going to be a 10-yard penalty of some. Holding against
hold.
Leominster is the call.
They picked the other flag up.
Yeah,
it
no signal
like,
of what the flag downfield was.
So a total of 40 yards in penalties right now in the first half for the Blue Devils, negating a 28-yard run.
And most of them may have been on this drive. The first drive had a couple of penalties, but comparably, this seemingly endless drive hasn't gone far. It stayed in about the middle of the field, moved back and forth due to penalties.
We're on the eighth actual play from the line of scrimmage, but probably more like the 17th.
First down and rather long. Leominster needs to achieve the 23-yard line for a first. Fake the throw this time, and now Cora will run opposite. He'll take it up the right side of the field, cross the Bomber 40-35, taken down right around the 33-yard line on a gain of 13. Moves him back into the positive. It will be second down and about 8 to go.
Great job by Cora there. The 2 plays successful on that pitch lateral. That time he faked it, drew the defense that way, and got himself a nice cozy 12 yards around the right side.
The Blue Devils offense have certainly been getting their steps in. Cora goes 28 yards in the last play, then another 13 on this one, but only nets 13 yards.
On second down and 8 to go, the snap, give it to Dixon. Dixon bounces it to the outside. He's got himself across the 30, angled out of bounds, just shy of the 25, about the 26-yard line. Check of the time and temperature. It's brought to you by Acme Carpet One in Lunenburg, a local family-owned floor covering store doing business in the same location for over 50 years. Online at acmecarpetone.com. 61 degrees. We're going to 49 before the night is over here in Westfield. Week 1, a Friday night, September the 13th, full moon overhead, and 7:32 here on the K-Zone, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM, along with our partners at Leominster TV. A 7-6 Leominster lead, and on third down, handoff went straight up the middle of the field there.
I bet. 30-something, 34,
did not
I bet.
go far. Looked like 34 on the carry was Bryant Cordero. Short loss potentially on the play. Looks like fourth down and about 5.
Yeah, it was Cordero, 34.
Trying to run the fullback up the middle there. First carry of the game, of the season for Cordero. Once again, looks like we're going to go on fourth down here. Cordero staying in the game here, and we're not seeing Dixon here, who's carried a lot of the workload here in the backfield in the first quarter.
I keep looking for Bill Murray and a woodchuck because it certainly feels like Groundhog Day out here somewhere. We haven't gone far in this game, and there's been fourth down and a number of yards multiple times on this drive in about the same location of the field. Here's a snap. Cora back to pass. Double move. May have been deflected at the line. Laying out his Galat. He may have lost a shoe, but what he doesn't have is the football. The pass will fall incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs, and the ball back to the Bombers.
Surprising they're going with a pass play. Been so successful on the ground, but you got to open it up a little bit. We'll have to see how this turnover on downs here plays out going forward. Blue Devils doing a good job here, just keeping the Bombers off the field. Second possession here for the Westfield Bombers with over 15 minutes played in the game.
First down and 10 to go as the Bombers take over, coming left to right. 9:28 to play here in quarter number 2, second quarter of action. And the fan bus for the Blue Devils, featuring a white wave, has arrived. So somebody had traffic issues out there tonight.
Or directional issues, one or the other.
And now the Bombers will take a timeout on the field. But yeah, it's as if they took a timeout to allow the wave to arrive. And it has indeed. Tonight, whiteout conditions for that traveling fan bus for the Blue Devils, making that about 2-hour trip.
Can you imagine whatever dean of students was on the bus? Was it Steve Dubzinski, the
I was going to say, it may have well been Principal Dubzinski.
Because he looks like he just arrived.
Hopefully listening to us via web stream out there, WPKZstream.com.
Sure, he was thrilled.
I was going to say, happy to be able to hear us. While we have this stoppage in action, the first of 3 timeouts for the Bombers, how about the hardworking player spotlight, brought to you by High Country Workwear in Leominster. It's the store that works for you, from medical wear to chef's coats, rain gear, and more. High-quality outdoor safety and work footwear for men and women. Want a personalized touch? High Country Workwear also offers custom embroidery. High Country Workwear, 155 Hamilton Street in Leominster, online at highcountryworkwear.com. BullensFieldBullensFieldCompany.com. Our high country workwear, hard-working player spotlight. Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins on deck. First, though, out of the timeout. First down and 10 to go for the Bombers on their second touch of the football tonight.
That's correct.
Going left to right. Shotgun snap for Adamites. Give for Clausen. No surprise. Straight up into the middle of the defense. Crossed himself across the 30-yard line, down shy of the 35. Gains a chunk, looks like about 7, 2nd and 3. How about that hard-working player spotlight?
Well, I'm going to go with Dixon, and I'm having a feeling that Kate's probably might go with Cora, so let's split that 50-50. I don't want to put words in Kate's mouth, but I like what both of those players have done here in the opening moments of the game here.
On second down, the snap to Cora and steamrolled there.
I hope it wasn't to Cora.
Excuse me, not to Cora. Excuse me, Adamites. Good golly, Miss Molly. What a start here thus far.
Did Adamites give it to himself?
He did. Back across the loss on the play. Went back across the 34-yard line.
You're doing fine.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're doing just fine.
A lot to manage here in week 1 of action.
As compared to what I don't know.
Player of the game stats, Kate. Who you got there so far?
Not the play-by-play announcer, I'll tell you that.
Nope, not the play-by-play
spotlight.
announcer. I didn't even hear who you chose.
I 50-50 at Cora and Dixon.
Dixon right now, 7 attempts, 7 carries, 42 yards, along with 13, averaging 6 yards a carry. Right now, Cora, he has 9 attempts, 36 yards, as long as 13 yards, averaging 4.5 yards per carry. Cora does have the touchdown.
Looked like 8 on the play there with the carry, Bill Thomas, or was it 18?
80. I'm looking at the wide receiver out there. It looked like 86 on some kind of wide receiver sweep.
Could have been Lambert there, potentially. And now on first down.
Oh,
yeah, I was going to say, nice stick there. Blue Devils defense stepping up on that play. That was Josiah Alvale, the sophomore, bouncing it to the outside. He gained himself a couple of yards. Maybe he's second down and about, looks like, yeah, they're still adjusting. 2nd and 7.
And that was Barber there with the run, and he got met head on at the line of scrimmage right there. Good job by the defense. Number 8. Here's, I think, first time we've called his number tonight, Chris Barber. For the Bombers.
2nd down, 7 to go for the Bombers. Ball spot, their own 44-yard line coming left to right. 7.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. They're chasing one. 7-6 Leominster's lead. Shotgun snap. The give to Clausen this time. Avoided a shoelace tackle. Now some room into the second level. Reynolds bounces off of his block and makes a good open field hit. Dropping Clausen across the Blue Devil 45 at about the 43-yard line. But Clausen had already gained 13 and a Bomber first down.
You get extra credit for tackling the blocker and the ball carrier. Nice job right there by Reynolds.
That's what we call wrestling off your blocks.
Because that was one more drop step from ending up in the end zone right there. Good job.
First down and 10 to go for the Bombers. They find themselves at the Blue Devil 43-yard line going left to right. Trips to the open side left of the formation. Here's the snap. The give. Faked it to Clausen. Adamites kept it. He found a lot of room. He's all the way to the end zone. It's a Bomber touchdown, but there is a flag down on the play. The crew chief, Joe Lavoie, says, come on back. Holding is the call. Negates a 43-yard touchdown run for Adamites. Will come back as a 10-yard penalty on the hold.
Nice run, all for naught, much like we saw Cora, but that hold sprung him. And everybody's coming back, and we'll march off 10 from the
Westfield
spot of the foul here.
Up to 45 yards in penalties on 4 penalties.
And they march that penalty off. It takes the Bombers back across midfield to their own 47-yard line at right hash.
Must have been behind the line of scrimmage because that turned into a line of scrimmage foul rather than a spot foul, so they just marked off 10, make it 2nd and 20. First and 20, I'm sorry.
They'll replay the first down there.
1st and 20.
So 1st and long, they've got to move the football across the Blue Devil 35 to the 33-yard line left to right. Adamites shotgun formation. Clausen with him in the backfield. 4 receivers evenly distributed. Back to pass. Roll out for Adamites. Throw into the boundary. Pass is caught. Stepped out of bounds. Across midfield 45 and out of bounds. The tight end, it looked like Collingwood with the catch going into the boundary and got back most of that penalty. They'll have 2nd down and 11.
And he's still limping. He was injured on that first drive, but he's a yeoman. He's out there. But good job by the quarterback there, buying himself some time after a heavy rush up the middle. Kept his composure and knew right where his receiver was going to be.
6:38 to play, second quarter, 7-6 Leominster's lead. Defense trying to stand up and hang on to that 1-point lead. Shotgun set for Adamites. Clausen with him. 3 receivers, open side left. Give it to Clausen this time on second down. Takes it into the heart of the defense. Driven down across the line, but not after he gained a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Let's call Kyle Philbin's number. He's been in the middle all night. We haven't had much chance to talk about him, but making his presence known, playing a linebacker end position there, kind of a hybrid, but big boy, and met Clausen right at the line there.
Clausen right now, 6 carries for 77 yards for the Bombers. 3rd down and 10 right now in this one in Leominster territory.
Trips to the open side left, single receiver, one-on-one, short side right. Adamites in the gun with Clausen. Scans the defense and asks for the football. Back to pass. Got a little time. Straight up the middle of the field. Little wobbler. Leaping and intercepted. Liam Curtin with the interception. But there is a flag out on the play. It's right at midfield. Right now it is a Blue Devil interception for Liam Curtin. But there was a flag out at the release of the football. Personal foul, roughing the passer against Leominster is the call.
Philbin's pleading his case, and I think that's who the ref singled out there. But a heavy rush by the Blue Devils line. Just didn't pull up after the ball was released, and they're paying the price for it.
And so the drive will continue for the Bombers. And right now, the best offense for both teams has been wearing zebra stripes.
Yep.
A lot of penalties. But, we can attribute that to opening game jitters, especially Blue Devils. Westfield had a game under their belt, but still a lot of mistakes on both sides of the ball.
5:50 to play here in quarter number 2, a 7-6 Leominster lead. An interception turns into a big Bombers gain and a 1st down instead. 1st down and 10 to go at the 28-yard line of the Blue Devils. Left to right continues the Bomber march. 3 receivers open to the left-hand side. Clausen in the backfield. Here's the snap, and Clausen got the delayed give. Dragged the defender with him for an extra couple of yards. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Anthony Touchy grabbing onto the leg there and not letting go. But like you said, Todd, dragged for a couple of yards, but refusing to let go there. A nice tackle, good hold on.
5.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Adamites will come into the huddle. He'll send his team out. 3 receivers in the formation. There's some whistles. Defensive coordinator Kevin Murphy comes off the sideline with head coach Devin Gates, and the Blue Devils will grab a timeout. 5:17 to play, second quarter. 7-6 Leominster's lead right now. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone brought to you by Hometown Bank. They don't answer to Wall Street. They answer to you. Fraticelli Oil Company, the place to save heating dollars. Daewoo North Superstore, the car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. And ROI Office Furniture and Systems, quality, value, and service without exception. Week 1 of the 125th season of Leominster High School football here on the K-Zone. Happy to have you with us. 10th season of exclusive coverage, game to game, every game, home and away, right here on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM, and with our partners on Leominster TV.
And how many years have you been actually involved? I think it's much more than 10. What's it, 20?
Yes, 21.
Well, good. Now, we don't talk ages, but you were very young when you first started broadcasting Leominster Blue Devils sports from the high school with a handheld camera and an 8-track tape recorder.
VHS
shoulder.
You better believe it.
Great job.
And it was in that beautiful taupe color that they came in back at that time. Absolutely.
With that big suitcase
you had to carry around.
You
with
didn't carry it.
True story, by the way. The game was at Foley Stadium in Worcester. They gave us a little black and white monitor that I could watch the game on. Thing blew up before kickoff.
Another flag.
Oh, here we go.
And another flag down on the play as the teams lined up. Procedure call against the Bombers. Both sides kind of looking at each other going, well, what do you want? You knew this was how week 1 was going to go.
A little extracurricular movement there. But
I would say if I was head coach
at least
Rob
they're
Parent,
evening it up.
True. I'd be a little more frustrated because you played a week 0 game against Taconic. So you've kind of had a chance to go through
Billy
this
Thomas, between the two teams, 105 yards in penalties. That's more than either team's offensive production.
I was going to say that. I bet you it's...
So right now, the player of the game is a yellow flag.
2nd down and 12. Adamites the snap. Gave it to Clausen. Took it right into the pack off the right side of the formation. He was wrapped and tackled. Joe Conlon was in there for the Blue Devils. Looked like John Victor Rodriguez as well, stepping up from the linebacker spot.
About no gain, right?
Yeah. And Stinson, Micah Stinson, I think, in there too on the bottom of that pile.
Interesting story. Returns to Leominster from St. Bernard's, does Micah Stinson. Was part of that Super Bowl run last year for the Bernardians. Now comes to play here in Leominster. 4:45 to play here in the second quarter. Leominster's lead is 7-6. These drives have seemingly been epic in length, but they haven't gone very far. Game's been played between the 35-yard lines. 3rd down and 11. Adamites, the shotgun snap. Looks out to the left of the formation. Underneath. Pass is caught there. Looked like Will Brewster coming on the underneath route. He was dragged down shy of the 24. Looks like about the 25-yard line.
Nice job by Eamon Durkin out there playing cornerback. Met him head on as the pass got there and dropped him for a short gain. Going to bring up 4th. And saw the place kicker over here, but I don't think he cut quite far enough downfield for them to send him out there. But see what happens here on 4th down.
Winding down to the final 4 minutes here of quarter number 2, and a 4th down and 7 to go. Ball spot looks like the 25-yard line of Leominster, left to right, continues the march for the Bombers. A 40-second play clock, another new thing here. They're using the 40-25. That's actually a college rule that the MIA used to not use. A 25-second play clock in previous years, and now a timeout taken by head coach Rob Parent. Whether he was trying to see if Leominster would jump or he wants to talk things over, we'll have more time to think about it. A 4th and 7 coming up, 3:37 to play here in the second quarter. His second of 3 timeouts.
And speaking of timeouts now, but they used to have 5. They would split them up between
Correct.
Full and 30s or whatever. Now they're all full 1-minute timeouts. We've got plenty of time to chit-chat. And, do some game summary. Not that we don't talk enough, right? But thanks to the officials, we get to talk more. But once again, one of those little nuances that coaches got to pay attention with only 3 timeouts. End of the half becomes more important. So, once again, something else to think about. But let's swing to the game. Blue Devils doing a great job here in general, I think, controlling this heralded Westfield offense.
Can you believe both teams have only had 2 offensive possessions?
Exactly.
We're nearly at halftime.
Yeah.
And remember, we added 2 minutes to each quarter.
Right.
So we've had
1 minute, 2 minutes to that. But the old adage, you can't score if you don't have the ball.
Yes.
And I think that's the best defense right now is the offense staying on the field and trying to keep the ball away from Westfield, and then the defense doing a good job of bottling them up.
So in 24 minutes, both teams could have handled the ball twice. Try that on for size for the rest of this season.
Supposed to go the other way.
4th down and 7 to go from the 25 left to right. Shotgun snap for Adamites on 4th and 7. A wobbler slung out to the right and out of the reach of his intended receiver. That pass will fall incomplete. Connor Connolly was the intended receiver there. Turnover on downs, and the ball will go back to Leominster. 3.5 minutes to play. They've got all 3 of their timeouts. Can they construct a drive? I think the word discipline is going to play heavily into that question's answer.
We'll have to see here, but both drives eerily similar. 4th down and about 6, a failed 4th down pass. Turnover on downs. Westfield comes down, gets almost the same situation, same 30-yard line, 4th and 6, a failed pass. So it's almost like mirror image of teams here.
And nobody crossed the 30-yard line.
No.
25-ish,
between the
roughly
30s.
speaking.
Exactly. And we burnt up a whole quarter doing it.
No kidding. 1st and 10, shotgun set. Dixon will switch to the right side this time as Leominster gets set to march right to left. Here's the snap. Give it to Dixon. Dixon's got a little room there, finds himself off the left side of the formation, steps into that hole, and he'll be cut down just shy of the 30 at the 28-yard line.
I'd love to see the Blue Devils concentrate on this power game. The running game's been very successful tonight. Not that JC can't throw the ball, but why throw it if you don't have to? You know, that little lateral has opened things up a little bit. Maybe we'll see that again, but I like to see that power football, especially when you're successful.
There will come a time where maybe they're considered one-dimensional if they keep doing it, but I think you keep doing it until somebody proves they can stop it.
Exactly.
Under 3 minutes to play here in quarter 2. 2nd down, 6 to go. Shotgun set. Cora looks to Gates on the sideline, gets the play he wants from Coach Gates, and now comes back. Barks a signal and asks for the ball. They'll give it this time to Dixon. Moving laterally, now turns the right corner. Finds himself across the 35 and dragged down around the 37-yard line, and that's enough for a Leominster 1st down.
It's going to be a gain of 6 on the play.
One of the things I see Cora doing, he's running that option nice. He's holding the ball in the breadbasket, so to speak, and, you know, still maintaining control of it, making a good decision, at least up to this point, whether to keep or give, leading some nice gains on the sweep there, and but he's going to keep his share of them, too, and run it up the middle.
Speed option football. That's what you're going to see a lot of, and they'll continue to see on 1st down and 10. Snap, give it this time to Dixon. Dixon, with the extra effort, reaches out to the 40-yard line. He wanted to jump through the defender who was trying the wrap tackle. It'll go for a gain of about 4. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 as we wind down toward the 2-minute mark of quarter number 2. Coming up at the half. Full recap of half number 1. We'll hear about all the penalty yardage anyway. That's coming up at the half. We'll also take a look at scores coming in from around the region. Watertown having a great night tonight, opening up at home against Arlington Catholic. Back to pass, Cora. Cora slings it deep, found his receiver in stride. It's John Victor Rodriguez with the catch, and all the way down the sideline of the end zone. Cora to John Victor Silva for 61 yards and a Blue Devil touchdown.
And what do I know? 4 yards in a cloud of dust, they throw a 60-yard pass over the top. Perfectly timed play, and that's what the running game will give you.
And in 2 seasons as a starting quarterback for J.C. Cora, that's the best-looking pass he's ever thrown.
He nailed it, and I tell you, the receiver got behind the defense there and hit him in stride and turned on the afterburners. But that, once again, that's what a running game up the middle, the option read, and then you freeze people, and then you get successful in the passing game.
13-6 Leominster's lead, 1:43 to play here in quarter number 2. Some whistles, and there appears to be some personnel issues on special teams. Santiago Rodriguez Datri, the kicker, is 1 for 1 on the point afters. And Coach Gates wants to talk things over. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone brought to you by Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. Clear Path for Veterans New England by Northeast Insurance, supporting the journey home. And Leominster Monument Company, where memories are forever.
Be interesting to see here. Very important point after as things go here with Westfield missing their point after a touchdown try. This could be a game changer right here. You open this up to an 8-point lead. You force Westfield to do something. Go now they're chasing points. So big play right here on this point after try.
This will be a right to left point after attempt for Rodriguez Datri. He had the left to right one, then he drove right over the bar when he was down on the opposite end of the field after Leominster's first touchdown. Here comes a second opportunity here. Point after try. Durkin to hold. Snap, they get the ball down. Sweeps the right leg. Kick is up and over the bar as teams come back up the field. 1:43 to play in the second quarter. The score, Leominster 14 and Westfield 6. A break and we're back with more. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV. So great to have you with us for another season of Leominster High School football. I want to thank Bradley Bedard, Keith DePerry on site, giving you a look. New graphics package out there. Lots of excitement on Leominster TV. Want to thank our fantastic sponsors, our underwriters, the El Camino Restaurant, Troy Hebert Construction, MP Crowley Company Incorporated, Dream Kitchens and Baths, and United Solutions. Thank you for supporting LTV and making this great programming possible.
2 for 2 for the rookie place kicker. Good job.
And back to Bullens Field in the Whip City, Westfield, Massachusetts. Might be one of my favorite city slogans I have ever had. Kate, you got a drive summary.
Finally. 4 plays covering 75 yards, 2 minutes of game clock. We have the 61-yard touchdown reception for John Victor Silva coming at the hands of J.C. Cora. Right now, it's a 14-6 ball game in favor of Leominster with 1:43 left in the first half of play.
Leominster fakes that onside kick coming out of the little huddle pack again. Cute. We'll call it cute in week 1. And now there's a flag down for a delay of game. So cute just went from cute to, well,
too much
frankly,
time goofing off.
Took a little too much too long. So a 5-yard penalty. Leominster will give up a few more yards, and the front line of Westfield will march forward.
But with 1:43 left in the half, not a good time to give up 5 free yards. And hopefully this won't improve Westfield's field position any more than just that extra 5 on the
Blue
kick.
Devils up to 60 yards in penalties in the first half of play.
The Bombers have 1 timeout remaining here for this drive with the new 3 timeout count. 1:43 remaining here in the second quarter, and the Blue Devils will set the kickoff. Santiago Datri now stands with the ball at his own 35-yard line, and here's the approach. Swings the right leg. It's a beauty. End over end with a little angle. It will be returned from the 5-yard line. Make it the 15. Got some room. Coming straight up the middle of the field. Bounces it out to the right side. Upended there. It looked like 8 on the return. It was Chris Barber with a nice return. Return of 25 in some great field position. Out to the Bomber 40-yard line. So they've got 60 yards to cover and 1 timeout to do it and 90 seconds on the clock with which to do it in.
Well, the Blue Devils have played good defense here, especially balling up Clausen, but they got to keep an eye on the quarterback. He's shifty. Adam Mites has been really controlling the offense, whether it's handoff decisions or calling his own number, a couple of key pass plays here, but Blue Devils defense got to really batten down the hatches right here going into half.
Leominster's going to have to find out, are they going to see the Westfield from their first offensive possession or their second? First offensive possession, incredibly efficient. Second, just like Leominster's offensive possession's a little clunky.
That's a great point, Kate. Back to pass, Adamites on 1st down and 10. A little wobbly angle going to the ground, but a nice sliding catch made there. Looked like a pair of 8s. Mike Collins on the catch with that one.
I think so, yeah. Either him or Lambert, but yeah, tough numbers read over
Gain
there.
of 6, 2nd and 4.
Give it to Collins.
Yes, indeed. And now here is Adamites across their own 45-yard line at the 46. Adamites back to pass, flush from the pocket by 3 Blue Devils defenders. Throws another wobbler and another sliding catch attempted. This one grabs the natural surface and incomplete. Nice attempt there by Mason Collingwood, the tight end. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 to go.
I'll tell you, the defensive line, the front 4 of the Blue Devils doing a good job of flushing Adamites out of the pocket, just blown by the offensive line of the Bombers. But Adamites doing a good job reading that and rolling out, controlling the rush somewhat. But just a good overall job by the Blue Devils defense here.
3rd down, 4 to go. Ball at their own 46-yard line going left to right. Adamites in the gun. Clausen next to him. 4 receivers evenly distributed in the spread formation. Snap back to pass. Set. He got hit by Philbin, and the pass will sail long and incomplete. Good timing on that one by Kyle Philbin. He got the penetration. He wrapped and took down Adamites, but it is in that kind of tight timing where Adamites got the pass off, and then you hit him. It's going to be a judgment call. It's great battle to get there, and you want to put a lick on them when you can, but got to be careful with the timing of that hit to avoid the late hit or the roughing of the quarterback.
And Anthony Toshi was in there too, so especially when you double teaming like that is when the ball's being released, but they got one that time.
It's going to bring up a 4th down and 4 to go, and now a timeout taken, and I believe the Bombers coach Rob Parent has used his last timeout to talk things over. He had sent out punt formation, it appeared, at least initially. We'll see what he elects to do, Kate.
I just wanted to give an update. Adamites right now, 4 of 7 in the air game right now, a total of 27 yards passing. His average is for 6.8 yards a pass, and his long has been for 9 thus far. So Blue Devils in this offensive possession and toward the tail end of the last doing a good job getting some incomplete passes and not allowing them to convert via the air. Right off the bat, Adamites was 3 for 3, so nice of the Blue Devils defense to kind of quiet that.
And I think the key is the yards after catch.
Yes,
we want to go with the yak. There's been very little for the most part. The secondary is doing a good job. The linebackers of limiting yards after catch too. So that helps control just the flow of the game on the offensive side.
Speaking of controlling the flow of the game, the YAP, that's the yards after penalty flags. Those are definitely right now adding up quickly.
We're going to use?
Well, we call that, what is that, the next gen statistics?
No
the
kidding, huh?
YAPs,
Yap and yak?
yards after penalty flags.
I thought that's what, you yap a lot. Everybody says you yap a lot.
58 and 8
All of Leominster's going, yes, that's
quarter.
Right, Kate. That's
Nobody's
right.
disagreed.
We got to watch a fake here. They got, I don't like this 3 short guys up front. It looks like the Blue Devils aren't buying it.
Looks like the sliding door protection with the 3 men up front there.
Who's going to get the ball here?
Could snap it to him if they needed to. Good snap.
Good job.
And the punt away. It's a high wobbler. Takes a beautiful bomber bounce. This one will roll inside the 20 and be touched down around the 16-yard line.
Hot potato there. Blue Devils special teams doing a good job of staying away from that ball.
That was the tight end, Mason Collingwood, with the punt there as well.
Once again, good job by the Blue Devils special teams, though. The front rush got in there, helped to rush that punt a little bit, although he did do a good job of getting it off, got a favorable roll. Not that it's going to affect anything. I don't see the Blue Devils going anywhere but down on a knee here as this half is winding down. But then again, that's why we're up here.
One timeout, I believe, left for Leominster.
I think that, well, that last timeout was charged to Leominster, Todd. That
the
was
last
actually
one
a
was?
Leominster timeout prior to
so
the punt. They got 0.
They may have used them all then. Here we go. On first down, the snap. Faked it to Dixon. Cora kept it himself. Tried going all the way to the left. Thought about reversing field, stepping gingerly across the 20-yard line before being taken down at the 21. A lot of excitement for a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 as the clock winds inside of 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Leominster will likely be content to take this into the locker room with the 40-second play clock. Maybe they have to snap it one more time. The hand is up for the 10-second count.
They're never getting this off. Just going to say that.
It looks like Coach Devin Gates is actually waiting. He might have one more timeout.
I think the clock's going to run out.
Or maybe it will. Now the 10 seconds hand is up. There we go.
We're going to get to
They're
half.
counting it off the last
here.
5 right here.
Yep.
And Leominster will snap it with 1 second remaining on the clock. Great discipline there. They'll give it to Cordero, and Cordero gets wrapped and flung to the ground. But that's how the half will end. 1 half of play in the books here from Bullens Field in Westfield with the score, Leominster 14 and Westfield 6. Both teams have had up and down points in this first half. Seemingly Leominster had one more flashy moment with that beautiful 61-yard pitching catch from Cora, finding John Victor Silva.
Well, I have to say they did find lightning in a bottle right there, but let's give all the credit that's due to the Blue Devils defense there and the offense in conjunction, limiting Westfield to, I want to call that a possession and a half. They didn't really get a good second possession. Kind of struggled between the 30s there. Both teams did in the second quarter, but all things considered, great opening half of football for the Leominster Blue Devils.
Halftime here on the K-Zone and Leominster TV. Leominster 14 and Westfield 6. The Marching Bombers set up in the end zone to our right. We'll hear their performance. I've never been so excited for a halftime show.
We know.
Shows and songs of my childhood. The Muppets. The Flintstones.
We know.
Amazing. We'll have it for you when we come back. More to come. Second half action in our halftime show is next. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ.
This program is sponsored by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotshout.com.
Salat. This according to the Gardner News, and it puts Oakmont on top of Gardner on opening night for Gardner in their new stadium and new turf. They trail Oakmont 36-0 in that one tonight. We'll flash over to Eastern Mass here for this one. Watertown opening their night, hosting Arlington Catholic. Halftime score, Watertown 29, AC 0 in that one. So the moral of the story tonight, a lot of points on one side, not so many on the other. Here comes another one. North Middlesex opening up their new stadium tonight with turf. Wachusett on top of North Middlesex at the half. 12-0.
Yes, I have that one as well. Right now, Fitchburg trailing West Springfield by 6-0 West Springfield. That was as of the end of the first quarter.
And I can help you with a late first quarter score, Kate. Fitchburg is on the board with a 7-6 lead over West Springfield.
There you go.
Halftime score, St. Bernard's on top of Murdoch, 24-14. And those are the scores that we've got around the region. Our halftime scoreboard brought to you by Fraticelli Oil. And, of course, coming up post-game, we'll wrap them all for you. We'll have all those post-game counts for you and get the scores from around the region. Thanks to the Twitter Sphere, ScoreStream app, and anybody who texts, emails, calls, or anything else, we'll take the input here on the broadcast.
We can't take a
as
call.
We continue. Well, we'll take everybody. They called Derek back there at Master
That's
Control.
That's true. We can take a call with Derek at Master Control.
Derek and Tim back there doing yeoman's work, keeping us together tonight. Our peak performance of the first half, it's driven by North End Subaru, a proud member of the Colonial Automotive Group, located on Route 13, 757 Chase Road in Lunenburg. North End Subaru is a President's Club Award winner and a stellar performer dealer. Online at northendsubaru.com. Peak performance of the first half. Kate, I saw your indication.
If I'm being snarky,
a yellow flag.
If I'm being snarky, it would be the yellow flags.
Very demonstrative there in your actions. Let's give a secondary vote to J.C. Cora, though. I thought he did a great job orchestrating the offense there and capped it off with that tremendous pass in stride there. And, first quarter, him and Dixon kind of split up the duties there, but Cora really took over the team in the second quarter.
We take a look at JC's individual statistics. 10 rushes for 39 yards. His longest for 13. He's averaging 4.3 yards per carry. In the quarterback spot, 1 of 4 in the aerial attack is JC Cora, but that one is a big one. It's the 61-yard touchdown pass to John Victor Silva in the second quarter. That's what put Leominster up 14-6 over Westfield in the first half of play. So, Billy, I will agree with you.
But let's look at the 2 lateral passes that Cora threw for about 20 yards across the field that turned into actual running plays that he doesn't get pass yardage credit for. So let's kind of mix and match those 2. And Cora had just a fantastic first half.
And the 3-minute halftime period begins. There are angels out on the field as they attempt to.
This is the 3 minutes?
Signal out that, yes,
this is the 3-minute warm-up period.
Has begun.
3 minutes.
A new rule this year.
3-minute warm-up period.
As well. Hey, you want to know what the good news about the 3-minute warm-up period is?
3
no
minutes.
more rushing, one of my favorite parts of halftime. When we survey the field with our mid-game adjustments, brought to you by Whitman and Bingham Associates. Civil engineering, land surveying, and environmental planning at its finest. That's civil engineering, land surveying, and environmental planning at its finest. Services for residential, commercial, and industrial projects. Offices in Leominster and Chelmsford. Learn more online. WhitmanBingham.com. Experiences in the name. Whitman and Bingham Associates. Whitman and Bingham Associates brings us our mid-game adjustments. So at least we'll throw a starting note out there. Playing a cleaner second half will certainly help both sides of the football. But now from an X's and O's, what do we got to see on both sides of the ball?
I think for the Blue Devils, more of the same. Ball control, run the ball. I know Cora had that long pass there, but there's nothing wrong with 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust when you're trying to keep the ball away from one of the best players in Western Mass. Keep doing what you're doing for the Blue Devils.
It will be interesting to see what they decide to do, of course, as we continue with our mid-game adjustments for Whitman Bingham Associates. Bill Thomas, I think if you're wearing the black and red over here on the Bombers side of the ball, you had a first drive that went really, really well, and since then not so well, but something you can build on. I mean, one thing that Coach Devin Gates said to us, TV edition of the Coach's Corner, pregame tonight, they were going to account for where Nick Clausen was. And Nick Clausen, although he's had some big plays, he hasn't been able to have them play after play after play after play. And this is a microcosm of what the rest of the year is going to be like, because every team you play in that mid-watch, in that Central Mass Division 3, is going to have that stud running back you got to find and control.
Well, I think the key has been the front seven, really. The linebackers have played good. The down linemen have played good. When they've needed, they've gotten a pass rush, on the quarterback. So I think that overall, defensively, the coaching staff has to be very, very happy. When you look at possessions, Blue Devils had 3. The Bombers had 2. However, let's remember, the Bombers won the coin flip. They're going to get the ball here to start the second half. It's going to be their third possession. We'll have to see how this possession game turns out now that they get to start the second half with the ball.
24 minutes in this first half of action. Teams combined for 20 points. And what was that, Kate? How many penalties?
Oh, goody. Westfield, 5 penalties for 50 yards. And Leominster, 8 penalties for 60 yards.
But then let's not look at the lost yardage also on plays that were just turned upside down, whether it's the turnover, the long pass play. Both teams gave up big plays on callbacks on penalties. But, you look at the possession. Ball control also, let's not discount the fact no turnovers in that first half. And this might come down to a key turnover here in the second half. We'll have to see how that side of the football plays out.
Lest I be considered the gloom and doom guy about these new Federation rules, I found something that I like. I like the 3-minute warm-up period at halftime.
We knew we had the right.
This was nice. Here. I like this.
There we go.
It slowed the game down a little bit. Nobody seems like they're in a rush to go anywhere.
Self-timer.
Somebody put the board in Central Massachusetts on alert. I'm expecting the same thing next week at Doyle Field. Where the clock always runs faster.
Yes, it does. We'll have to see if they, all this messing around with these onside kick fakes cost them a penalty. I'm convinced they're going to do it. Maybe not tonight, but you give them a 2-touchdown lead at some point, I think, here early in the season.
They may try to make it 3.
They're going to catch somebody off guard with this.
Indeed they might. Third 12 minutes are on the board. Second half about to begin. Santiago Rodriguez Daughtry's got the ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Here comes the approach. He'll swing the right leg, send it down the center of the field. Second half of action is underway. Stumbling and making the field well out in front of him at the 15-yard line. Here comes the return. It will be stood up right across the 20 at about the, looks like 25-yard line indeed. As a little struggle there, it seemed like, for the Bombers to be able to get things kind of sorted out. Looked like 87 Hunter Kane maybe was trying to make. He was off balance. He was over his front leg and couldn't quite
misjudged
possess
the
ball.
flight of the ball. I thought the ball was going to hit the ground, actually. He did a good job not to fumble it, but and then just to keep his knee off the ground, got himself about 5 yards of stumbling forward progress. But here comes the Bombers here. First possession of the second half. See if they come out with a little different strategy or just more of the same. 22 left, right, and center.
Matt Adamites at the quarterback spot. 1st and 10, their own 25 snap, and there he is. Clausen with that first down carry. Got some room across the 30, the 35, and cut down around the 38-yard line. One touch of the ball. Clausen's got himself 13 yards and a first down.
They're following the right side of their offensive line. We'll have to see if they decide to favor one side or the other here, depending on how successful they are. Something we're going to have to watch.
Clausen up to 94 yards right now for the Bombers.
And here comes 1st down and 10 this time. Big line out in front of Adamites. Drops down 3 receivers, 2 to the open side left. Here's the snap. And right away, right back to Clausen. This time, that gap closed quickly. Big 3 up front for Leominster. Philbin, Conlon, Stinson. Nope, this is not the direction you're going to go, and down he goes.
Yeah, up the middle is not the preferred way, and Philbin leading the way there, coming in low, and then a couple of high gang tackles. But, you know, the way for Clausen, I think, to get his yards is around the ends, follow his blockers, and seal off seal off the guard and the tackle. We'll have to see if they continue to attack the middle or they do decide to go sweeps.
Second down, we'll call it a short 10 here. 3 receivers in the trips formation, open to the left-hand side of Adamites in the gun. Clausen in the backfield with him to his left. Snap, little counter motion, and they give it to Clausen. Clausen in the grasp and immediately dragged down. Didn't see the number, but somebody had him in the bear claw and pulled him down to the ground.
Going to be a gain of 1 on the play.
Looked like Kyle Philbin.
Kyle Philbin again, just blown by his blocker there on the line in the backfield at the point of handoff. Like you said, Todd, a handful of shirt, wouldn't let go, got some help.
Come on back here. Second half kickoff brought to you by Fidelity Bank of Leominster. The idea that businesses do well creates a brighter today and tomorrow for everyone involved. It's a win-win-win. Now, who doesn't like that? Your Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. 3rd down and 8 to go. Ball right around the 40-yard line. Shotgun set, the snap. Backpedaling, now rolling out, throw, jump in the route, the interception for J.C. Cora. And here he comes on the return. Sheds a defender going from right to left. Back across the 45 and taken down around the Bomber 44-yard line. J.C. Cora read it, stepped in the passing lane, and made the interception.
J.C. Cora read it, but Philbin and the rest of the defensive line and linebackers made that happen 100%. Great job by the defense there to pressure the quarterback there, and an ill-timed throw, and Cora had that all the way, reading the eyes.
Saw it late in the second half. Adamite's passes had a little wobble to him and a little downward angle, and I think Cora was able to jump on that. He knew it was going to be short of its intended target. He stepped right up in front of it and kept on right and going with the football.
And I think Adamites has given up. He likes a roll to the right. He favors that side, and I think it's something that the defense is picking up on, too.
1st and 10 from the Bomber 44 out of the gun. The snap, give it to Dixon. Dixon finds some room straight up the middle, gain 5 to the 40-yard line, and down he goes. 2nd down and 5, just about 2.5 minutes into this 3rd quarter, 9:40 to play here. 14-6 Leominster's lead, a turnover with the interception, and they're marching down the field right to left. Pistol formation this time. Cora the hard count, then the snap. Give it to Dixon. He's got some room. He's got left sideline, now left numbers. Flag out from the back judge into the end zone with the 40-yard touchdown run is Dixon, but that's going to be all for naught.
And I think the guilty party knows that he did it, and we won't single him out, but somebody on the Blue Devils, I think, unnecessary hold in the middle of the field right there, and this one's coming back.
Holding the call, says Joe Lavoie, the crew chief here in Westfield, and they'll mark that back off from the spot of the foul, and down comes 6 points. That's 12 combined points, one from each side that has come down off the board tonight.
Also, look at the turnover that came down off the board on a defensive penalty against the Blue Devils, and
plus the
really,
70 yards and penalties.
Yep, the Zebras have really controlled the game. Well, they got a job to do, though.
Indeed, they do, and that has nothing to do with the change in rule books.
Exactly.
That's straight up judgment.
Holden's holding.
Indeed it is. 2nd down and 7. Back to pass Cora. A little double move. Slings it down the left sideline. Arlie Gallant out jumps the defender and makes the catch. No! Now ruled juggled and incomplete. Line judge right there on the sideline. Johnny on the spot converged on it. He saw the motion of the football going to the ground. He'll wave the pass off incomplete. Arlie Gallant frustrated, but he couldn't put the catch away.
A great effort by Gallant. He had it in his hands, but you got to control the ball through the tackle. And the ball hits the ground, pops out. He tried to corral it back in, but once the grass gets involved and then things come loose, it's going to be guaranteed incomplete.
Another pretty pass, though, from J.C. Cora. The touch looks good right now.
We'll have to see if he can overcome these now, that the penalty plus this drop pass.
3rd and 7 from the Bomber, 40 out of the pistol. Hard count, got it to Dixon. Dixon's got some room. Bounces it out to the right side, avoids 3 tacklers. Dixon is shifty. He's pulled down shy of the 35 at the 36-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and about 3 to go.
And some low-hanging fruit out there. I tell you, the way the running game's working, I think they got to go for it here. Dixon, a little bit too much east and west there, sideline. I'd like to see him just power that up the middle there. He's having trouble being tackled, and we'll have to see how they attack this 4th down play right here. I'd like to see him come right up the middle. Boy, they got some big beef there. They just brought in somebody whose uniform's not dirty, but he can make a big hole. Number 75, that's Batalis.
Full house backfield, the snap, they gave it to Cora. They cleared the path straight up the middle of the field. Cora ran away from everybody. Woo! He's into the end zone for a Blue Devil touchdown. 36-yard touchdown run and into the wave of the whiteout over on the far sideline. Wow, what a play.
He ran behind the house. Xavier Batalis right there on that left side helped open that hole, and daylight. Talk about running the daylight. Cora right there.
Talk about plowing the field straight up the middle of the field there. Oh, my.
Xavier
what a hole.
Batalis.
8:27 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Leominster 20 and Westfield 6. Rodriguez on to attempt the point after. He's perfect tonight.
Watch his footwork, Todd. He's fun to watch. About 8 steps.
Little toe tap touch like a corner kick and drives it up and through. Back up the field he comes. 8:27 to play here in the 3rd quarter. The score. Leominster 21 and Westfield 6. A break and we're back with more. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV tonight. You got to look at that. Leominster scored that touchdown on a couple of different times, but the time that counted that's going to go down on the stat sheet, really, it should be credited to the 3 guys up front who just went straight forward, cleared all the gaps with the addition of the guys at the line of scrimmage, Bill Thomas, and plowed the field for J.C. Cora. He looked like he was going in a sprint straight up the middle of the field.
Yeah, he was untouched. The center and left guard and tackle just cleaned house there on that side. They just run into daylight and then turn on the Jets. Great job there by the entire offense.
Back to Bullens Field in Westfield. Alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, Todd Robbins for WPKZ tonight. Leominster with the ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. 21-6, Leominster's lead right now. And here comes Santiago Daughtry. On the approach, swings the right leg. This one a low line drive will drive the return men back to the 10-yard line. Now a slow approach to about the 15. Waits for the blocks to set up. Slide through one, then another, and gains their way forward to about the 25-yard line. Another nice return. This one looked like 19, Bill Thomas.
I'm thinking 18 maybe because he come up
Mason
limping.
Collingwood?
I think it's Collingwood. He's out there. He's gimpy, but, man, you see him limping over to the huddle here. But let's just I want to reflect back quickly. I'm sure Todd's got a drive Kate's got a drive summary, but points off turnovers. Coming in the second half, commented maybe a turnover might be the difference. Blue Devils immediately turn it into points off of that interception. Cora on both ends of that also, I might add.
Well, I was going to say.
That was Cora's
got
points.
The interception to create the play and then ran it to the house on the offensive side of the ball. 21-6. Leominster's lead. Can Westfield respond? This is an important drive. Adamites back to pass on first down from his own 25. Drop back, got flushed out, went straight up the middle of the field. Baseball slide.
On.
He got hit, and a whole bunch of flags come out from Joe Lavoie and crew.
I mean, he was on his way into that. I think.
Very difficult, but no contact when the quarterback gives up their body, and so that'll be 15 yards.
Late slide there. I mean, you can't find the fault with the defensive play. He's coming in to make a hit. I think he tried to pull up, but that's part of the game.
Indeed it
protection.
is.
It's all about protection, and as long as those calls go both ways.
And student-athlete safety certainly
Absolutely.
is a hallmark of the National Federation's rule book.
I think we're going to see a lot of the passing game here. Adamites immediately went into that passing game. They're going to just throw the running game out here. We'll have to see how the clock plays in their favor.
First down and 10 to go for the Bombers, now with plenty of room out of their shadow of their own end zone to their own 40-yard line. Here's the snap. Give it to Clausen. Found some room straight up the middle of the field. Cross the 45 and down around the 48-yard line.
I think the Blue Devils would be happy to see him 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of dust, continue to pound it up the middle, but Blue Devils doing a great job of closing down the middle, fighting off the blocks and finding that ball carrier.
Clausen chews up 7, second down and 3 to go. Little substitution on the line here. They're going to send in an additional blocker here, joining the fray, Jeremiah Masso Jr., the junior line specialist. Receivers will split out in the formation, one wide in either direction, double tight set this time. Shotgun set here for Adamites. Clausen in the backfield with him. High snap, fielded over the shoulder style there. Little Willie Mays action for Adamites. Adamites then runs away from the defense and is able to slide back across midfield at about his own 45, but really took what could have been a real disaster and turned it in only to a handful of yards lost.
Loss of 3.
That ball gets over his head. That goes another 10 yards before it hits the ground. So a great job there by Adamites just to turn what could have been a big negative play into a small negative play.
6:40 to play here in the third quarter. 21-6. Leominster's lead. Westfield still mired in the middle of the football field. Have really struggled since their scoring drive to get inside of the Leominster 25. Here's another problem with the shotgun snap. Fielded again by Adamites. Adamites will roll away from the defense. He'll throw passes down. He may have hit an eligible receiver. No, that is an ineligible man with the football. And so that will be grounding.
There's flags all over the place.
So this is one of those new rules, Bill Thomas. The quarterback, regardless of whether they're outside the pocket or not in Federation rules, cannot ground the football. There has to be an eligible receiver in the area of the ball, and it must cross the line of scrimmage.
And that never got near the line of scrimmage there. He was, once again, over the head. Great job somehow corralling that high snap, but, never got anywhere near the line of scrimmage.
Potentially, you could also call it illegal touching because, of course, he threw it to an ineligible man.
Yeah. Going to be a lot. Let's see where we end up here. I think, is this down in distance?
It sure
is.
looks like it. They are starting the walk back.
So we started at the 44.
Oh, nope. Now they're walking back again.
We started at the 44-yard line.
Chain Gang's confused.
So they put the mark for the Chain Gang back at the original line of scrimmage, which was the 45-yard line before that happened. Now the officials are conversing and having a discussion about where this is going to be. This is the difference there in rule books. They're trying to place it appropriately.
Right now they have it at the 27, so it's a loss of 18 on the play.
And it's 4th down.
And so there's the signal.
Now where are we going this way?
And we're going to add 5 yards. So now we're at a loss of 13 on the play.
So
confusing.
Yes. Literally, I said to Bill Thomas at one point, I think it was during bonus coverage on Leominster TV, it's as if we got dropped off on the football planet Mars, and we're looking at something we've never seen before. If little green men crawl out in the middle here, I wouldn't be surprised, and it doesn't even have to be Wachusett you're playing.
I like to
literally.
I like to say this is like the first day all over again.
Yeah. And for some of these officials, that's after 40 and 45 years on the field.
Getting an explanation.
And a microphone, which, by the way, is another thing the Federation rulebook allows for, would be incredibly helpful in order to help us sort our way through.
As it were, it's 4th down and about 13.5 yards. So there we go.
Set up the sliding door protection. Good snap. Nice punt away. End over end wobbler. Got some room. Gets a bomber bounce across the 30 and touchdown around the 28-yard line.
So now are you guys okay?
Changed field position.
Well, we got the ball, so that's all that matters.
Leominster football
Beautiful.
now.
Okay.
6:11 to play in the third quarter, 21-6. To be perfectly honest, Kate, it's not that I have a problem with whatever they were doing. It's that nobody seems quite sure what they're doing.
We don't know what they're doing.
Which makes life very difficult for anybody else watching the game.
But it's entertaining.
To whom?
I feel like I'm doing the Saturday night special or the Friday night special at the Laugh Machine. Like, I got to do stand-up and soft shoe acts while they figure out what's going on the field.
All right, everybody's in position here, but the officials waiting to get things rolling here.
Yeah, they're getting the ball in spot now. Here comes first down and 10 now for the Blue Devils. Their own 28 going right to left here. 6:11 to play here in the third quarter and a 21-6 mark. Good snap to Cora. Give it to Dixon. Dixon straight up the middle of the field. Dragged a defender with him. Brought himself to about the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Goes for a very difficult gain of 1, maybe 2.
Good job, though. I think got to keep the ball on the ground here. Loosen them up a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Cora come out with one of those lateral passes here, or use that to his advantage on a fake, and have been successful with that play.
It is definitely evident to this point that Dixon is going to be the workhorse back, returning as a junior. He's got, you can see, a little more strength now. He's grown into his features a little bit. He certainly has a dynamite first step. Here's the snap and the give. Here's Dixon through the hole. Flag into the middle of the formation came from the umpire here. The play right now is down right about, looks like the 35-yard line, but that is pending the mark.
Survey says.
Pointing to the Blue
Umpire
Devils.
doing a lot of pointing here. Yeah, the flag is back across the 30 at around the 28 again.
Are we guessing? Holding?
Yeah, holding sure looks like it. That's what Joe Lavoie confirms. It is absolutely a holding call. Umpire picks up the flag, walks it back 10 yards, and the Leominster drive now back across the 20, find themselves at about the 18-yard line.
So never mind. Who knows?
5, 10.
You were the voice of
it was 12 yards.
No, why did they mark that so far back?
They walked off 12 yards from the line of scrimmage because it was from the spot.
From the spot of the foul, so it was 2 yards back from there. That I understand. Least. Second down and rather long. Give it to Dixon this time out of the gun. Dixon will bounce it to the outside, get some room across the 20, the 25.
Gains 8.
Angled out of bounds, just shy of the 30-yard line.
So, I'm even more confused now because I thought spot fouls were marked off if they occur beyond the line of scrimmage, but when they're behind the line of scrimmage, the spot foul gets marked off from the line of scrimmage.
And no, all enforcement
from
here.
Everything is from the
of
spot
the foul.
now, huh?
That's what, yes.
I gotta do some
one of my real goals, I got to tell you, this season, one of my real goals, I am going to get an official or an assigner on the record. I want to go to class. We are going to put the community through class. We're going to do it on the radio. We're going to do it on television. I have a dream before the season is over, we're going to understand this rule book if it kills us.
Sounds like a coach's corner show.
Sounds like I got to prepare your funeral.
Back to pass, and Cora will sling it out looking for Galat across midfield in double coverage. He can't reel it in. The barrel roll will fall. Incomplete.
Fifth incomplete pass to Galat on the night.
Defender looking for a little offensive pass interference here. He had inside position, number 85, Will Brewster, but Galat did a good job playing defense there at the same time as trying to get the ball.
4th and 12, and this drive went the wrong way quickly, and so Leominster will send out punt formation here, and this will be the first punt for Santiago Rodriguez-Datry as he waits for Joe Lavoie to give him the signal to play, and he'll get to snap the football and punt from his own 15-yard line. Trying to find a soccer equivalent here, goal kick, about the closest one, a drop kick essentially is the closest you can get it. Good snap. Lays it out, shanked right off the toe, straight up the middle of the field, gets a Blue Devil bounce. It'll roll across midfield and be touched down at about the 47-yard line, and that's where the Bombers will set up shop.
Well, he's 3 for 3 on point after attempts. We can only, find one discipline a week to be successful at, but he's done a great job tonight, nonetheless, his first game.
Leominster High School football in the K-Zone brought to you by Rollstone Bank and Trust, rock-solid banking since 1846. Garpy Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Leominster. Rhino Linings of Leominster, where nothing beats a real rhino. Bolton Orchards, apple season is here. Can you say apple crisp? Yes, please. Woodcombe Insurance, right coverage, right price. We thank you so much for your support of the K-Zone and Leominster High School football all season long. 4:15 to play here in the third quarter, 21-6 Leominster's lead. And here's the football. First down and 10, their own 46. The snap, straight out blitz, and down goes Adamites. Kyle Philbin, untouched into the backfield, and down he went.
Looks like Michael Crowley in there, too, from his defensive back position, number 8. But just teeing off on Adamites right there. Never even had a chance to look up.
Going to be a loss of 8 on the play for Adamites.
Good job by, once again, the Blue Devils line, just beating the offensive line of the Bombers off the snap in the backfield very quickly there. Adamites never had a chance to look downfield.
Second down and rather long after that. Sack moves the ball back across the 40 to the 39 of the Bombers as they go left to right. 3.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. On second and long, Adamites the snap, backpedaling, throw screen back into the line. Pass this time complete with some room up the left side. Got midfield and dragged down shy of the Blue Devil 45 at the 47-yard line. That was Chris Barber making the catch on the little throwback screen into the line.
Nice job there, and that's one way to slow down the rush. And Bombers offense coordinator realizing that he's got to do something to slow the Blue Devils down. They're just in the backfield on every play.
Gain 16, third down, about 3 to go. They need to move the football across the Blue Devil 45 to the 43-yard line for the first down. Snap this time, put it in the breadbasket, and down they go. This time it was Barber, spun down on the play, and a nice play by Anthony Tossi comes from his defensive position to make the hit.
All over the field tonight, and a good handful of jersey right there, and there was no way Clausen was getting out of that one.
And spins him back to the 49-yard line of the Blue Devils. It'll be 4th down and 7 to go.
Interesting here that Bombers going to punt here. They're on the Blue Devils side of midfield, but they're going to go for some field position apparently, but this would be a good spot for a fake right here. So let's see the swinging door and see who ends up with the ball here. Expecting some trickery eventually.
Punt formation here. Good snap.
Yeah,
and they're going to keep it straight up the middle of the field. A little shoulder shiver there, and down it goes at the Blue Devil 46-yard line. And that's not going to be enough. Turnover on downs, and the Bombers felt they needed to make a gamble there. We said that drive was all important here in the third quarter after giving up 14 unresponded points, and they are not able to convert on the fake.
The Blue Devils smelled that one coming, I think, too. But I'm surprised they didn't quick snap it to an up man to kind of get that little element of surprise. You got 3 choices there, but snapped it to the punter. Very slow off the break there. Never got to the line of scrimmage or just at it.
So Leominster right back on the blocks on the pursuit. First down and 10 to go. Their own 48-yard line at left hash. 3 receivers in the formation. Galot's one-on-one in single coverage to the left. Motion man comes at the snap of the ball. It's Curtin. He'll get the handoff for the end around. Cora thought about taking it back or maybe throwing a block. Curtin got hit in the backfield. May have got it back to the line. We'll call it no gain on the play. Second and a long 10.
Not a lot of surprise element there in that play. Pretty much everybody saw that coming. I was kind of surprised Cora gave him the ball, actually. Had a good move there. He could have maybe broke it around the right end. Everybody was trailing to the left, but we'll have to see if they put that play in their pocket.
They marked it back to the 47. Second and 11. Pistol formation this time. Cora the snap. Give it to Dixon. Dixon hurdles the down offensive player and finds some room to the left side. He's got himself across midfield 45 and steps out of bounds at around the 42-yard line. Just a shade shy, it looks like, of a first down. Maybe about a half yard to go.
They might measure this one. They're looking it over carefully here. Far sideline is where the chains are located. They got the ball down. I think we're going to see a measurement here unless they get everybody out of the way.
Joe Lavoie has asked for the sticks to come from the far side to the near. Clock stop with 1:26 to play here in the third quarter and a 21-6 Leominster lead. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. Your somebody. Troy Hebert Construction, your first choice for your needs. High Country Workwear in Leominster, the store that works for you. And Acme Carpet One, 4 generations of quality work from your neighbors.
I got to tell you, Todd, I can't remember, it's 9 years for me, 10 for you. It's been a while since we've seen a running back like Dixon plant and change direction.
Yes.
Like you would expect to see a college or a seasoned running back. I don't know what he did last year, how much he played as a sophomore, but showing some flashes here. And big things. I think we can expect some big things out of this kid here as the season progresses.
I hesitate after one game to tag a word onto a player, but what I appreciate with that quick first step and how he makes a decision and he's definitive about it, explosive.
Yeah,
like, he's got explosive potential every time he touches the ball.
You talk about north and south. He's got that plant foot, but he doesn't run sideways. He just turns his shoulders, and we saw him leap over a defender.
On first down and 10, the signal was a first down, and here comes Dixon. Gets the handoff to the left side. High, shoulder-high tackle. He's spun down on the play. Perfectly legal, and a nice defensive play there, wrapping him up and taking him down by Mike Hall, the senior.
Another potential first down here. Very close yet again.
Strong 9 yards, yeah. Strong 9 yards.
9 and a wee bit.
Once again, just chewing up the clock here, and first downs. First downs are what's important. Clock fires back up here.
Down to about a minute to play here in the third quarter, and Leominster with the 21-6 lead. No rush here. Oh, no. Now they've made it a first down.
Yeah, stop the clock while they move the chains here, but I think they'll fire that back up, won't they?
Okay, now they're getting tricky on me.
Yeah,
now they're getting tricky on me.
So make it a Leominster first down.
Blue Devils should take their time here. I think this could be the last play of the quarter if they run
under
the play
a minute
clock.
to play here. Lots of hard counts. Now Cora faked the give to Reynolds, kept it himself with some room off the right of the formation. He gets dragged down shy of the 20 at the 26-yard line.
Looks like they're going to have to run one more play here as the third quarter winds down.
Second down, about 4 to go.
Got to play it down at midfield.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Kind of went down hard there, too.
Looked like he may have been pulled under the play because he was kind of on that backside of where the play wrapped up, kind of away from the play.
It's 64.
It
Is that
looks
what I'm
like
seeing?
to
It
me.
looks like a lineman.
Sam Yesu, the freshman.
Yep. Little hobble.
Or Anthony McIvery, the junior. We'll go with McIvery, the junior. He's a line specialist. There are indeed.
Oh, yeah. Yesu's a tight end. So, yeah, let's go with McIvery, I would say.
By the way, I want to thank once again Westfield for being fantastic host. Head coach Rob Parent, absolutely wonderful. Their new athletic director here in Westfield Public Schools, Ryan Dunphy, absolutely amazing. Great support. Thank all the great folks up here at Press Row as well. Been so phenomenally welcoming out here to Western Massachusetts, and been a lot of fun here. This looks like a series now 2 years in a row. You might just see this series join the schedule a little more frequently than it has in years past.
I like to see him come west. You know, they always dipped into the east. But let's go west and show them what Central Mass has when they get a chance to come west.
If you're heading into a direction where there's going to be a statewide playoff and everybody's going to play in one bracket, this is the way to go about doing it. You may as well start seeing them.
You know, we see Fitchburg out here too, starting off at West Springfield. So it's good to see the competition ramping up. Out of conference. The regular opponents are good, but you know, you like to see a change once in a while.
That's right. Nothing like seeing a fresh face and a fresh team. But, of course, it makes planning a little more complicated. But in week one, planning's complicated anyway. You don't know anything about anybody other than yourself. Second down and 5. There's a snap. This time it's Justice Reynolds with the touch. And flag out from the side. Judge now the umpire will add one to the pile. Short gain on the play. It's shy of a first down, but the clock stops with 15 2/10 seconds to play here in the third quarter with flags out.
And I think Kyle Philbin picked him up and carried him last 5 yards. Had his arms wrapped around his waist and assisting him with that forward motion. I'll have to see what we got here. Another holding, or are they going to stop at 5? No, it's a 5-yarder. Procedure, or what do we got?
We're at 102 yards of penalties for Leominster.
What is that? Is that because Philbin picked him up and carried him? I don't know. I never saw that signal.
A
push. Illegal push? You got the diagram for that one?
I do have a diagram.
Wait, we got a Todd going on.
All right, hang on.
Todd, we got a game going on, Todd. We got a Todd.
Final ticks coming off the board here in the third quarter. They will get one play off as the horn sounds. Cora launches it down the right numbers. It's long and incomplete. And the teams will change ends in the all-important fourth and final quarter. When we come back, the score, Leominster 21, Westfield 6. A break and we're back with more. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV, and you get to hear us go through the play picks here as we try to find what that signal looks like. Okay, it wasn't a block below the way. Oh, wait, here we go.
Officiating
helping a runner interlocked
it's the Bush
blocking.
push.
Yeah,
it's the Bush push.
It's the Bush push.
That is exactly what it is.
It's the Bush push.
Philbin incurred the penalty.
So with the two hands
open
open
Reynolds
and pushing like this, that is the illegal signal. Of course, we're down here
on
where
radio.
nobody can see us.
And we're on radio.
And TV upstairs. But
I think he
kind of saw it.
I think he had him wrapped up. I saw Reynolds' legs going, but they weren't actually like propelling him because Philbin had him up in the air.
Helping a runner, interlocked blocking. That's the penalty.
No, but that sounds defensive though. Helping a runner interlock. Can you block when you're on? Yeah. But he wasn't blocking. He was pushing. Well, we'll go with it. All right, back to football. We analyzed that one and didn't get much out of it.
The following's never going to get old. Back to the Whip City here in Westfield tonight. Bullens Field, the site. The teams change ends. We begin the fourth and final quarter. Leominster 21, Westfield 6. A third down and 8 to go. There's that full house again. They may have started moving before the football got snapped. Cora got the snap, took it right up the middle. Not near as successful this time, but it'll bring up a fourth down, and about 4 to go.
The Westfield coaching staff not happy, and rightfully so. A lot of movement.
I'll agree. I saw the movement before the snap. I'm going to throw a flag from here. Can I get on the board for 5? Because that guy definitely jumped.
Everybody was leaning. Who are you going to call it on?
All of them in that straight line because they all went forward. But here comes the full house again. 4th and 5. Cora the snap. Straight up the middle again. Tried to lean this one out to about the 25, and I don't think he got there.
No, a little change in offensive philosophy didn't work for him that time. Going to have a turnover on downs here, I do believe.
Yes, indeed, and the ball back to Westfield. So Leominster, you could say you take a pop there, you're in that intermediate spot. It's definitely too far away for a field goal. It's too close for a punt. You take a pop at it and see how it goes.
Try something new.
Yeah, you got something really successful there with that full house. Now you've shown it 4 times in week 1. Pacing ourselves here a little bit. You get something that works. You know, with game film and huddle and the way these things are like now, you want to pace yourself with how much you show those things. And this coaching staff will start to kind of put that together as they go through their first season together. 11 and a half minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Here's the snap and the give. It will bounce to the outside. I believe this was and is Clausen across the 25 and down around the 27-yard line.
Joe Conlon not happy with himself. Had him wrapped up in the backfield, but Clausen was able to wiggle away, get 2 yards, but a hard-fought 2 yards there.
We'll have the power player of the second half coming up after this play.
Well, gee, thanks.
Shotgun set. 2nd down and 8 to go. 4 receivers out in the formation. Good snap here for Adamites. He looks for the wide receiver slot screen through the hands and incomplete. The intended receiver that time looked like 15. The still as yet unidentified 15. Power player of the second half, it's driven by Daewoo North Superstore. Let the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Daewoo North Superstore show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Lunenburg. At Daewoo North, fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied buyers. Daewoo North Superstore. Find the perfect car you deserve, priced to fit your budget, online at DaewooSuperstore.com. Daewoo North Superstore brings you our power player of the second half in a moment. First, Adamites back to pass on 3rd down and long. Looks straight up the middle of the field. Collingwood had broken free, but that one long and incomplete.
Had
bring
Collingwood kept his stride, he would have had all the way to the end zone. He made a stutter step. He hesitated. Ball flew right over his head.
Been playing injured since the first quarter, though, and he's coming off limping now. I mean, he's really toughed it out, but I have to say he's got a little hitch.
Been the primary target.
He's got a little hitch in his giddy up, so, a little combination of factors there led to an incompletion, but could have been a big play.
Big.
I think a healthy play of that is a big play right there. 1 step short.
How about Josiah Avail back to punt? Stands at his own 15. Good snap. Punt away. Poison there. Just got over the head of a Leominster player at midfield. It will roll across the 45 and a bomber bounce. And yes, a fight has broken out right around the 45-yard line. Whistles, the officials in there. Other players grabbing their teammates and pulling them out of the way.
No flags, though.
No, nothing came away. We'll see if the officials decide or if they got everybody apart before anything got too far out of hand. Nice job by Joe Lavoie and crew to get in there and sort that out. 10:37 to play here in the fourth quarter, 21-6 the lead. Power player of the second half brought to you by Daewoo North Superstore. I mean, you gotta consider Voshan Dixon here.
Well, you took the words. I've been back and forth between Cora and Dixon, but you know what? None of this happens without the offensive line.
I was going to say
the offensive line has played great tonight.
Billy, we've been working together too long. I'm going to split this and go right to Kyle Philbin, who's been evident both offensively and defensively on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and let's give Anthony Tochi some credit too. He's been great on the line both ways also.
On first down and 10, Cora's got some room. He's off to the races. He's got himself left numbers past midfield. Works his way down across the 25, go 20, and ran out of real estate, angled out of bounds, shy of the 10-yard line. Beautiful run by the athlete, J.C. Cora.
What a burst, and let's give that offensive line some credit, sealing them off and untouched into the secondary.
47 yards untouched down the field, Bill Thomas, until a touchdown-saving tackle just outside the 10.
We got an injured player here. He's hobbling off. Looks like 72 Corey Towers.
You want to talk about gutsy,
for the Bombers, but yeah, he can barely walk, but he got himself off the field there.
Here comes Cora on first down in the pistol. Asks for the ball. Give it to Dixon. Dixon, shifty, slides through into the line. He'll gain a small handful here. Looks like gain of 5 or 6.
Not only is he shifty, but he makes himself small when he turns sideways. He kind of like just thins himself out.
Compact.
Yeah, but he doesn't slow down. You know, that's that drop step and just a little shoulder wiggle. But forward motion, just north and south, driving forward with every step.
We'll add to the E words, Bill Thomas. How about elusive?
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to start working on our synonyms.
Oh, boy.
Synonyms and adjectives.
Get the thesaurus. 9.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter in week number 1. Cora takes his time. Disciplined here. 10 seconds on the play clock, and now the snap of the ball. Gives it to Dixon. Got some room. Took an initial hit. Bounced off of it. Walked into the end zone. Blue Devil touchdown.
And I'm trying to look at who's on the ground right there. And let's give that big block to Frank Opoku.
Frank Opoku.
Opoku, I tell you. He put somebody on the ground, and Dixon ran right over him. Nice job. Once again, offensive line play.
And the Blue Devil wave that arrived late but has seen a lot of points scored since they arrived sets off the white powder there in celebration once again. 27-6 Leominster's lead. 9:18 to play in the fourth quarter. And here comes Santiago Daughtry for the kick. Snap. Darkin gets the ball down, laying out for it. It's blocked. And the point after, no good. This was going to be a low-flying play, and a great job by an edge rusher to lay out laterally and block that point after. 9:18 to play in the fourth quarter. Teams coming back up the field. Leominster 27 and Westfield 6. A break, and we're back with more. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us live on Leominster TV tonight. So happy to have you along with us on the channels of Comcast, Verizon, streaming on Leominster.tv. Bradley Bedard, Keith DePerry with us tonight here in Westfield, giving you a great look at this one and what is a great night for Blue Devil football, starting this 125th season with something they've been lacking the last couple of years, a little vigor.
Early season success, too. I think that's a key.
Back to Bullens Field in Westfield, 27-6. The lead here with 9:18 to play in the fourth quarter. Ball back on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Santiago Rodriguez Daughtry sets his line, and now on the approach. Swings the right leg. This one he'll kick into the up men. Flags and whistles kill the play.
Tremendous.
I think he kicked the tee. He kicked the ball, but looked like an offside, I'm guessing.
Is signaled.
Yeah.
This might be against the return team that somebody started on the approach too early because he's pointing, the line judge on the near sideline is pointing over to the far side toward the Leominster sideline around midfield.
Let's see what they do here. Maybe they weren't set.
No, they marked it against Leominster.
Back 5? Oh,
yeah, back 5 to the 35. Okay. So he was pointing, it looked like, I guess, on the far end of the line then.
One thing that Rodriguez Daughtry has to do is he's got to work on that footwork. He's throwing the timing off on the other 10 players there. But I tell you, he's going to get it.
Here we go on the approach. Leg swing, high pop fly, comes to the near side up man. It will be fielded over on the near side. This is Josiah Avail. He finds some room to the left sideline, cross the 45, taken down shy of midfield at the Bomber 47-yard line. And they'll have the ball first down and 10, their own 47, 9-10 to play here in the fourth quarter. They're chasing a whole bunch. You don't have a play that's going to cover 21 points right now. So it's one step at a time for Rob Parent and his team. Still plenty of time left and all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, and you know, you still continue to work on things even though you might be down. You're still going, you know, play to play, drive to drive. And early in the season, yeah, it is the Bombers' second game of the year, but they still got a lot to work on too. And you can't wait till practice to fix things. You got to start right away if you don't like what you see.
It's a team that hung 28 points entirely unanswered against Taconic in their Week 0 battle. Handoff straight up the middle of the field, stood up on the play on first down. No gain on the play, make it second down and 10 as we wind under 9 minutes to play. Here in the fourth quarter, Week 1 here on the K-Zone. So happy to have you along with us, whether you're joining us on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, streaming live at WPKZstream.com. Derek Drown back at Master Control, doing yeoman's work back there with Tim and the rest of the staff. So happy to have you with us here tonight on the K-Zone, and along with our partners on Leominster TV, that will have replays available throughout the week and weekend, and of course the live Coach's Corner on TV Monday nights at 6 o'clock with head coach Devin Gates. The rollout on second down and 10, strike thrown into the numbers downfield. Pass was caught there, looked like 88 on the catch. Mike Collins, the sophomore.
Maybe it is, yeah. I'm trying to, once again, I'm struggling with those numbers.
Looked like 88.
Yeah.
And that will move the Bombers across the 35 to the 34-yard line. 8:15 to play here in the fourth quarter. Trips to the left, snap. Adamites will roll out to his left. Throw on the run. Little long of his intended target, and the pass will fall incomplete. That time it looked like that still unnamed number 15. I feel like somebody just had a jersey swap, and unfortunately that information didn't make it all the way through to us. That's unfortunate.
But when we see Adamites there rolling out to his left for the first time tonight, looked uncomfortable. The pass was well long, and
you can see his shoulder motion changed a little bit too. He seemed a little more over the top.
Exactly, but the Blue Devils doing a good job of flushing him out of the pocket no matter what way they get him on the run. That's what they got to continue to do.
Second down and 10 to go. Shotgun set, trips to the open side left, high snap, fielded by Adamite. Defense there, and down he goes.
33, you know,
that's
Jack
Philbin.
And he was in on a play 2 plays ago. I didn't have a chance to call his number. We've been calling his brother all night, and, you know, Kyle's been in on a lot, but nice to see Jack get his number called. That's 2 out of the last 3 plays. He's been Johnny on the spot.
A nice edge rush from his linebacker position.
Outside linebacker, exactly.
Shaving out that edge. Third down and long to go. It puts the Bombers back across the Blue Devil 35 to just shy, looks like the 39-yard line indeed, going from right to left. 7.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 27-6 the lead right now for Westfield. For Leominster, excuse me. Westfield with the ball now. Third and long, back to pass. Rolls out, a lot of backside pursuit. Nice little chip block there. The throw, juggled and incomplete. Adamites did a good job hanging and keeping the play alive. He put it into the hands of 88 Mike Collins, and Collins couldn't find the handle, and the ball will hit the turf incomplete, fourth down and long.
Good job once again by the Blue Devils defense. The line all after him, no chance to set up for Adamites. And, you know, we've been praising the offensive line, but a lot of those same players are playing defense too, and they're getting after it on both sides of the ball.
The Bombers in that uncomfortable position, too far away to kick a field goal, too close to punt. They will go for it here on fourth down and long from the Leominster 39, going right to left, trailing 27-6. 7:17 to play here in the fourth. Adamites scans. He'll ask for the ball. Back to pass. Flushed by Jack Philbin to his left. Now going to throw on the run. Downfield, got a man. It's long, and it's incomplete. And you could see the Bomber faithful. They were rising up. They wanted to explode if that catch got made. Unfortunately, just a little too long. C.J. Skrabisky was the intended receiver on the play. He had beat Leominster's defense down the field and just couldn't reach the football.
But speaking of the defense, flushed Adamites out to the left. We've seen him uncomfortable rolling that way. Once again, an overthrown pass when he's been flushed to his left side, and on the run, just not as comfortable throwing the ball in that direction.
First down and 10 to go for Leominster. On the turnover on downs, they got first and 10, their own 38, coming left to right. 7:10 to play here in the fourth quarter, and a 27-6 lead right now for the Blue Devils. Cora out of the pistol. Low snap, knee high. He fielded it. Got it into the hands of Justice Tyler Reynolds, who brings himself into the second level. Flag out on the play across midfield, and Reynolds is out of bounds right now at the Bomber 40-yard line with a clear first down by double sticks. We'll see what the flag is. Flag is down around the 47-yard line after the run and the gain of 21 as it stands right now.
Micah Stinson out there pleading his case. I think we might have had a block in the back on that run around the end.
That's the signal. Good call, Bill Thomas. Micah Stinson with the block in the back here.
Yeah, he's pleading his case. I didn't do it. You know, I got him on the shoulder, but refs saw it differently.
And so they'll mark that back from, it looks like, the 48-yard line. They'll walk it back from there. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, brought to you by North End Subaru, a stellar performer dealer. Whitman and Bingham Associates, where experience is in the name. And Chapdelaine Truck Center. The right truck can make your job easier.
Took that first down away and makes it 1st and 10 back at the line of scrimmage. That was an odd call. Here we go. 34.
Cordero.
Indeed, it's Brian Cordero with a little explosion. He bounces it out to the left side. Got some room across midfield and moves the ball to where? The Bomber 40-yard line, which is where that play got called back from previously. So it's a Leominster first down, and the world rebalances itself once again.
And I think what we just saw the last two plays, Reynolds and Cordero, fresh legs too. You know, the Westfield defense taking a beating tonight. Running game's really, been all over them, but get some fresh legs out there and get some big runs.
First down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils. Officially, Cordero was out of bounds at the Bomber 41-yard line at left hash. Three receivers in the formation, two paired up short to the left. Cordero, the back man in the pistol now, as Cora watches the clock wind down. Signal for 10 seconds. Low snap fielded. Got it into the hands of Cordero. Busts it into the line. No gain on the play. Second down and 10. Check out the time and temperature here in the second half. It's brought to you by Chapdelaine Truck Center. The right truck can make your job easier. Selling and servicing commercial trucks since 1969. Chapdelaine has the best selection of pre-owned and commercial trucks, period. Stop by Route 2A in Lunenburg or online at chaptruck.com. 56 degrees at 9:06 on a Friday night under a full moon. Friday night, September the 13th, week 1 of the 125th season of Leominster High School football.
Perfect football weather, I might add. Chamber of Commerce weather for a Friday night.
Indeed, and it feels like football. The snap on 2nd and 10. The give straight up the middle of the field. This was Dixon once again. Gains a small handful. Will make it 3rd and manageable. 3rd and about 6. 5:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. Leominster with that 27-6 lead.
With that attempt, that's 20 rushes for Dixon. He has 115 yards rushing for the Blue Devils tonight in this one.
Great average for him, almost 6 yards a carry. And let's go back to the temperature. Let's get at least one night down to 40, a little frost, and we can stop talking about Triple E.
Yeah, indeed. Still not the capital of Libya, just in case anybody's wondering.
Tripoli.
That is correct.
It is the capital of Libya.
Hard count. More hard count. Cora scans out of the gun. Snap, give it this time for Dixon. Dixon had a slice there, found some room, spun off, kept the play alive. Down the left numbers he goes, inside the 10, angled to the end zone for a touchdown. Wing official says he's in. 37-yard scamper to pay dirt for Voshan Dixon. Welcome back.
I had him tackle 3 times on that run. First, at the line of scrimmage, he got swallowed up, and all of a sudden he pops out the backside. It's almost like a surfer on a wave. Just surfed right out of that tunnel, out of that tube, but next stop, end zone.
Invoking Larry Bird here, 33-6. Leominster on top of Westfield. 4:24 to play here in the fourth quarter. Durkin to hold for Santiago Rodriguez. Snap ball down, kick is driven up through the forks, and we're coming back up the field. Leominster 34 and Westfield 6, 4:24 to play in the fourth. More to come. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ. bonus coverage for our viewers. Joining us here on Leominster TV, again, we want to thank Bradley and Keith for coming out tonight. Want to thank our great underwriters here for their support of Leominster TV's broadcast of Leominster High School athletics. The El Camino Restaurant, Troy Hebert Construction, MP Crowley Company Incorporated, Dream Kitchens and Baths, and United Solutions. Thank you all so much for your tremendous support of Leominster High School athletics on Leominster TV. And we're back to Bullens Field on the K-Zone. Indeed, what a night it has been. Week 1 of the 2019 season. 4:24 to play here in the fourth. 34-6 Leominster's lead. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. And here comes Rodriguez with the low line drive kick. It'll roll all the way down to a return right around the 18-yard line. And here comes some room straight up the middle of the field. Now bouncing out to the left side is Josiah Avail. Avail finds himself across the 25, go 30, and dragged down around the 35-yard line.
Eamon Durkin in on the tackle. Good special teams. He's played a great cornerback.
Yeah, he's had a great night tonight.
Defense. He's been all over the field.
4:17 to play here in the fourth quarter. Leominster's defense going to get an opportunity for continued growth and workout here, and it looks like an opportunity to mix in a few new
clean
jerseys. Yeah, bring a few clean jerseys out.
Absolutely.
Chance for them to get some experience in a new defensive set. Although some real familiar things, of course, with the same defensive coordinator in Kevin Murphy. Little counteraction. Here's the handoff. Bounce it to the outside. This is Ryan Samini, the sophomore, getting a touch. He'll cross the 40-yard line, drag down around the 42. Nice first down carry. He'll get himself a gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
You know, and knowing we got some JVs traveling, the numbers are going to be a little mix and match here, but, bear with us. But the Blue Devils are still playing some good defense, even if they got some younger players out there.
Adamites will come to the line on 2nd down and 2 to go. Ball at their own 42-yard line, right about middle of the field. Shotgun set, 4 receivers out in the formation, the snap. Here's Samini again, gets the 2nd carry. He's got himself first down across the 45 and taken down at the 47-yard line. 2 quick touches for Samini and moves the sticks right down the field.
Looks like some players on both sides of the football getting a little extra playing time tonight because of the score right now.
First down and 10 to go for the Bombers. High snap. Adamite's got a fingertip on it, was able to corral it. Play is busted, running for his life out to the left. He'll bring it back across the 45, angled out of bounds. Maybe a short loss on the play. Best bet there. Nice job making something out of nothing there by Adamites.
Good job by the defense, though, taking that busted play, not giving up on it. You hate to see Adamites turn that around to a big play, but the defense all over him, chasing him down right to the sideline, playing that play right to the whistle.
At 9:12, you're listening to the K-Zone, WPKZ, AM 1280 and 105.3 FM, Fitchburg. Happy to have you along with us. Week 1 here on the K-Zone of Leominster High School football. Every game home and away. Right here with you, Billy, Kate, myself, looking forward to being here with you all season long. On 2nd down and 10 to go. Snapping the give this time. They'll bounce it to the outside. First carry for the senior. Paul Shibley, the running back, gets himself some room across midfield, across the Blue Devil 45 and 40, and dragged down at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, once again, some fresh legs out there, at running back. See some Bombers there hobbling, though. One of their linemen, a little gimpy, but staying in the game.
Clock continues to wind down to 2:10 to play here in the fourth quarter, and a 34-6 lead right now for Leominster, looking to close things out. Adamites directing traffic in the backfield. Sets 3 receivers out, 2 to the open side right. High snap, fielded, settles, sends it down the middle of the field with some room. Defender beat through the hands and incomplete. Intended receiver was Will Brewster, and once again, they had beat the Leominster defense down the field, just were not able to convert. And if you're head coach Devin Gates, defensive coordinator Kevin Murphy, in a 34-6 win, you're looking for things to work on, and that's secondary. Through the preseason, and through this week 1 of action, they've been beat downfield, and Westfield just hasn't converted. That's not going to play your way all year long for 8 straight weeks. So there's something to build on.
Yep, I mean, can you find a little negativity and a lot of positivity? But you know the coaches are always going to find that one thing they want to improve.
Something to build on.
Exactly.
2nd down and 10 to go. Here's Adamites. Fielded the high snap again. Got the handoff this time into the hands of Shibley. Turns the left corner, stood up on the play and angled out of bounds. Crossed the Blue Devil 40 and out of bounds again around the 37-yard line.
J.V. Rodriguez in on the tackle there from his cornerback position, coming up and supporting the run, doing a good job right there. Another one of the juniors.
Clock continues to wind down to 1 minute and 15 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter. Leominster with the 34-6 lead. If you're just joining us, where you been? It's been a great night here on the K-Zone and on Leominster TV as well. Post-game show coming up on the K-Zone. For those of you listening on Leominster TV, it'll be your time to flip on your radios and follow with us. We'll have a complete post-game for you, and including a little trip over onto Facebook as well. We'll give you a chance to check in with us here on Press Row as well. And a high snap through the hands of Adamites. Big loss back out to midfield. He'll fall on the ball, and just adding insult to injury, the high snap to Adamites. The Bombers will be back to the drawing board.
Flag. Eventually you knew one of those was going to go over his head, and that was it. I think something was said right here, a dead ball foul. See what we got.
A little too much chatter potentially on the play.
Some inappropriate language maybe directed one way or the other.
Officials pull out their ticket book. They're going to write a citation for that conversation.
It's going to go, looks like, against the Bombers maybe here. Kind of back them up on this, add a little insult to injury here. This dead ball foul after that ill-timed snap that went over the head led to a 10-yard loss. Going to add another 15. It's going to be a proverbial country mile here on 4th. Is it 4th down?
It is.
Yeah, here.
4th down and continuing to grow.
Yeah,
they're going to snap the football from their own 37-yard line. Now make it the 36. They got to move the football all the way downfield to the Leominster 29 for a first down from right to left.
45. 4th and 45 is what I got.
High snap, knocked down, fielded, and fallen on. And Leominster will blow up that punt formation. And the ball will go back to the Blue Devils on downs. Leominster just a couple of kneel downs away from starting the Devin Gates era off with a win, his first as a head coach.
And Frank Apolko in there on that final wrap up there on that, once again, bad snap. Looks like one knee, 23 will run off rather quickly, and we're going to see some celebration. It's going to be a nice ride back to Leominster for the Blue Devils.
If you have to make a long bus ride, make it a long, happy bus ride on the ride home. And Leominster thus far did their job in week number 1.
Victory formation here. Nice way to finish the game for the Blue Devils here on opening night.
Cora up underneath, takes the long snap back. Nobody moved. Very classy on both sides. The kneel down from Cora, and the final 15 ticks will now come off the board. Leominster in celebration runs out to greet their opponent at midfield for the handshake line.
When was the last time we seen Leominster in that much of a hurry to get a handshake? Well, absolutely. Thanksgiving they had a pretty good game. And nice way to end the season, 36-0, and a nice way to resume the season the next year.
Triple zeros up on the board. Leominster is a victor in week 1 of 2019 by a final score of 34-6 over a strong Westfield team who struggled tonight. Big win for the Blue Devils in week 1, Bill Thomas, and I think it can't be emphasized enough. How you start makes a huge difference, and the last couple of years, the start has been clunky. This was a good week 1 start.
You talk about clunky. Finding that first win has been a struggle the last couple of years. And to get off on a good note here, with the younger players, obviously, Cora having that year under his belt as a sophomore and then showing great poise tonight. Yeah, a little anxious, a little maybe happy feet there in the first quarter, but made some good decisions as the game progressed. And in the running game, if we're going to watch this running game all year, this is going to be fun to watch because they just wore down Westfield, line on both sides, controlled the ball, whether on offense or defense. A lot of the same kids going 2 ways there. And but I can't say enough about the way the offensive line played specifically, and we'll talk more about that when we get into the post game. But a lot of kudos have to go their way,
without a doubt. And this is the way they wanted to start the Devin Gates era on both sides, and they got the start they wanted tonight. Leominster a 34-6 victor over a strong Westfield team that will bounce back. I have no doubt. We'll be keeping an eye on them out here in Western Mass as they get into league play, and I imagine they will have a fantastic season to build from here as they go forward with Rob Parent and his squad as they move forward this season. For those of you that have been joining us on Leominster TV, we say thank you so very much for joining us on Comcast, Verizon, streaming live at Leominster.tv. We will be back with you with the Live Coaches Corner on Monday night at 6 o'clock. Be there for that one. We will have full analysis of this game. Preview week 2, a Leominster home opener against Doherty coming up next Friday night. I want to thank Bradley Bedard and Keith DePerry for coming on out to Westfield tonight to provide you this fantastic coverage. Looking forward to seeing it throughout the week and weekend in replay. For Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, I'm Todd Robbins, saying it's your time to turn on the radio now if you're joining us on Leominster TV so that you can hear us with a complete post-game wrap-up. So for now, for Leominster TV, so long. For those of you on the K-Zone, we roll right along. Coverage not done. We're just getting started here in the Whip City in Westfield. 34-6, Leominster is a winner. We got a full stat recap, summary, the most complete scoreboard in Central Massachusetts, thanks to some great people out there on Twitter as well. We'll get as many scores for you as we can run down coming up next. 34-6, Leominster is a victor. Back with more in a moment. Post-game show next. You're listening to Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, WPKZ.
This program is sponsored by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotshout.com